Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Brett Mayo.
I'm Brandon Mayo.
I'm Matthew Mayo.
And last night we watched
House
of the Devil.
I like my Rush take better.
Yeah, me too. I think we should all three get it in there.
Normal broadcasting will be discontinued for an indefinite period.
Thanks for warning.
They walk among us.
Now they're watching us too, huh?
I saw. Yeah, I swear to God. I saw.
I'll make it easy for you.
You're my final order, and I can destroy you.
Jesus Christ! A remarkable first attempt.
That's what this film is all about.
The Devil's house. It belongs to him.
The hoof-footed
of
one?
Lucifer. Black Tom's cottage.
What?
What?
No, Black
From, The
Phillip.
Witch.
Black
Phillip.
Tom is
Black
from
Tom?
X-Men and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So
Or is that Black
Phillip.
Cassidy?
That
It's
actually
Black
kind of... Matt just said Black Tom's cabin, which felt a lot like Uncle Tom.
Cottage.
Hey,
Black
no,
Tom's
it was...
cottage.
That's... Well, it's
That's
just...
different enough.
Oh, great. He gets to move up out of the cottage now.
Black Tom Cassidy is the guy that was the X-Men villain.
I know.
So, in case this is your first time listening to us, what we usually do is we take a somewhat not great movie and we talk about it. And a lot of times we poke a little fun at it. This movie is a little different, a little too slow burning to poke too much fun at, but we'll have some fun with it. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. For that.
Yeah, it is.
If nothing else, we'll discuss a lot of shit on this one. And I would say we don't just watch not so great or good movies. It just hops around. It depends. Some of these we don't know, like Matt's. We didn't know it was going to be fucking awful until we watched it.
Yeah, the Wikipedia article said it was great.
To be honest,
Ooh, that one's never lied to me, so I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I know, right?
To be honest, though, that's where we got the name of this podcast. So you could make an argument that Matt's suggestion has been the most valuable for our podcast.
The long game.
And a surprise watch had the most impact.
Can we talk about something before we jump into this movie? I've seen Matt drink a Monster and a Coca-Cola right now.
Jesus
Coke.
Christ, kid.
It's for product placement.
I'd like to spend time with
this
you
is
when
an
I retire
audio-only piece.
Yeah. Well, not now, but
It's from in the movie. There's like a huge product placement of Coke. Okay, you remember it too?
Huge product placement of Coke and shitty pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that pizza. Which I have so many questions when we get there, so I want to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, my point being, Matt, is I would like to spend time with you when I get out and retire in a few years. If you keep drinking Cokes and Monsters at 10 o'clock at night, I don't know that that's going to be happening.
I don't know if he's going to
It's
make
been a
it
long
to
week.
moving out next month.
I don't know that you'll make
I'm
it to
trying
see
not to make it
Dune
that
in
far.
IMAX.
I'll make it that far. Shortly after, though.
You think I get this haircut for no fucking reason?
Gotta look good up in the funeral. Hey, they confirmed Dune Part 2, by the way.
I know.
Today.
Yeah,
So
we all saw it. Pretty
I'm
excited.
Oh,
excited.
look at us. We all have the internet over here,
Bunch
Matt.
of nerds.
yeah.
No, I was pretty pumped when I had that pop up on my phone. I was like, yeah. And Rosie's like, it's got something to do with that movie. I turned it on with her the other day, and she just goes, I don't think this is going to be one of those movies I like. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think so. You just sit over there. It's not changing the course of what we're watching tonight.
To be
Let me appreciate
fair,
this.
I
To be
swear.
fair,
To be fair, Brittany says that every time I turn on a movie that you've recommended, Brandon. So she's like, "Is this
Wear
a
it like
movie
a
Brandon
badge of
recommended?"
honor.
And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "So I'm not gonna like it." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's good. Sorry, you'll have to go."
My statement would be, well, I don't know. Have you watched it yet? And that's not actually a knock on Brittany. I've had people ask me that or kind of lean that way. It's not the first time I've heard
we
this
watched
argument
Mandy-
against what I recommend. But
When
I'm
we
always
watched
like,
Mandy, Carolyn
Yeah.
was like, Brandon recommended this, didn't he?
I want to clear the air.
It was the great.
I told Mom that Mom had already seen it. Mom recommended it and wanted to watch it that night.
That's
All
right.
right.
Watched that movie with Mom, and that was really weird for me.
That was the second time I watched that movie with Mom. And the
Yeah.
first time it really threw me off, and I was just like, well, hitting the old dusty trail. Goodbye, Mom.
Yeah.
No,
That's it, too late.
And now it's one of my favorite movies, so.
Who am I right now?
Eric Stokes.
Matt, do you have Butterfly Effect?
Hey, Robin Hood,
Yeah.
why don't you pull out your Little John?
This is literally all I heard in that scene.
They wanted to highlight it
was like that
so
sound
much.
is amazing.
Get
Just
naked.
That.
But that's like when a director is posed with the question of like, all right, we've got like 2 minutes to show this guy's an alcoholic problem. How do we do that?
I don't think that's fair.
The ice in his glass, shake the shit out of it. That way they know that he's drinking.
So I think a guy drinking isn't really fair to call him an alcoholic. He's definitely a pedophile.
He's got a
and all
problem
the
where
other
he
things.
drinks and does weird shit, we'll say, or it enables him.
He's
Or
the
maybe-
problem.
And here's the problem: just because we don't see it that way, I put money the directors did, where they're like,
The fucking directors.
the
Not only
problem,
is
the
he a
reason he's
pedophile,
touching kids
he's
is
also an alcoholic.
Yeah,
you know?
after
he
they did their
drinks shitty vodka.
after their third bong hit of the night, they said, "Oh, the glass. You're gonna hear the ice clinking. Everyone's gonna be like, that's so subtle." Like,
And
And then the guy in the back's like, "What if we put dynamite down there?"
and I like to think another guy had an altercation where he was like, he pipes in, he's like, "Hey, remember the other night when I was drinking that Smirnoff vodka and it made me throw my fucking guts up? Fuck Smirnoff. We're gonna show Smirnoff in the background real quick." That's like his
Like the
fuck you.
opposite of product placement. Like it makes the product sell less.
This makes
Yeah,
you a
doesn't it?
pedo.
speaking of that, did you know with Apple, like in their movies, in movies that have people have iPhones, if you're ever
Mission
watching
Impossible.
a murder mystery, the person that did the killing, the killer, does not have an iPhone. Apple
Because
will
it's
not
written
allow.
into a contract, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty fast.
So
That's
if
pretty
you
cool.
ever want to solve a murder mystery without like,
Look for
You know,
an
the
The dude with
Android.
the pixel.
yeah, if you ever want to impress Carolyn, Matt.
It was him. It's him,
Exactly.
obviously. The dude with the S7 note. It was him.
Oh,
Wait.
jeez, it was definitely him.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
I had
crazy
that
too,
phone.
though.
It was
Like
him.
Apple got. Remember the movie, "Thank You for Smoking" or whatever?
Yeah.
Aaron Eckhart. Remember when he's going to the ad execs and they're talking to him about how to push smoking again in movies? Like I've always heard that's more of a reference, kind of like to Apple and stuff. Well, to a lot of things, but like Apple was a big one to do that back in the day. Like we want to set the standard, and if we push them in movies, then everybody will think that's the thing to have.
It actually
And
worked.
it fucking worked.
It worked.
Named a few
So,
films.
The House of the Devil,
Does not have any
2009.
Apple products.
No, it should
Not
not
one.
have any Apple. I don't think Apple was created when this movie is set.
I don't know when this movie is set.
Early 80s, late 70s.
70s. Let
I
me
think
look
so.
because I thought something pops up in the beginning.
It has to be 80s because I feel like Reagan has got to be president because of all the satanic panic.
Which is what this movie opens up with.
Yeah, the little placard that starts this movie is, I love that in horror movies, and at the same time, like, you always know you'll go to a theater because it says this is based on true events, and there's going to be someone in front of you that's like whispering like to their husband or wife and be like, "Is that true? Did this really
Oh
happen?"
God.
It's like, you fucking idiot.
I want to talk about this. But that movie was set in 1983 is when this takes place. But
Reagan.
we started to watch the new Conjuring the other day, and it just drove me insane
That
within
will make me
one.
do it.
Yeah, within
Yes.
a minute, I was pissed off because that fucking placard came up that was like, it was afterwards, and they're like, trying to get this kid off, and they're like, is he possessed right now? No, but that doesn't mean he wasn't. I'm like, what the
Did-
fuck is that kind of...
Well, that is called a great defense by a lawyer. Also, did you say they were trying to get a kid off?
Well, he was in
Phrasing.
prison, but...
We need context there.
well...
He was in prison trying to get a kid off. Back to the
Because-
butterfly effect.
Because those
Yeah.
two weirdos,
Who's
the
first?
two weirdos that are the focus of that movie are just two crazy lunatics.
If you ever watch actual
I actually like
videos of them, and I'm just like, they look like con men. They're con men.
Yeah, I love the
I like
first movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the first,
The second one's
Two-
pretty cool too.
and then some of the Annabelle ones.
So the Slender Man, or
I like
what was
him.
that thing? The Crooked
It's
Man.
the
Crooked Man from 2.
Crooked Man, but it's
That thing
Slender
was
Man.
awesome.
I like that, but then like big chunks of it are useless.
Yeah, yeah, like the part where he's singing to him.
You know what?
The Elvis song.
Hold on, if we're talking about bad horror movies, I watch Halloween Kills.
I did not watch
that's-
that one yet. I watched the Halloween 2018, and
I
I
thought
did
that
not
one was
like
okay.
that. I did
Really?
not-
I
like
thought it was
that?
okay.
I got bored,
Actually,
man.
I like that one.
I was
Even
like,
more
passing
than
out.
okay. Okay, you should watch Halloween Kills next.
I'm not.
You need to.
Rosie and me had this question. It popped up yesterday where we were like, I hated that one so much, or not hate it. I was just so bored. I'm like, it's hard to get the drive to want to watch this other one now.
You'll hate the second one. It won't be in between. It'll be a hate.
Or
At least I
you'll
hope
hate
you
it so much that you'll enjoy it.
No, that's impossible. Have you watched it, Brett?
No,
There's
Oh,
ones
no.
I've hated so much I enjoy it. Like
I don't-
usually they
There's
come
no way.
around. It's like the hate builds within. You know, the dark side is gaining. Then I go from Anakin to Darth just like that. George Lucas.
It has
I know.
like a whole 35, 40-minute subplot about mob mentality that they resolve, and it's like, so that happened. Anyways, Michael Myers.
I mean,
like-
come on. I mean,
Evil dies tonight.
So
Evil
that-
dies. That's a mob chant.
Hell
he
yeah.
was on. I watched Rosie and me. The Halloween Joe Bob Briggs.
Guys,
That's what it
tonight.
was. David Gordon Green, the director for those movies, came on, and I actually liked him in the interview. So I was like, "We'll watch these," and then I regretted them.
I like the original Halloween.
I don't
I like
mean
first,
to sound
second,
like a
third.
bandwagon guy, but I've been rooting for Michael Myers since the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's a super likable character.
I don't know if super likable is the phrase, though.
I said what I said. I'm not taking it back. I like
Said
him.
my piece.
Yeah, I like him. I like his style. I don't know. I like the difference between him and Jason in that he feels like a real person
Well,
That's the
until-
best
different
scenes in
until he
Halloween Kills.
doesn't.
There's
Until he
different
doesn't.
or Michael Myers. So there's Rob Zombie's Hillbilly Deluxe, and then there's
Yeah.
Ugh.
I do
That
not like
movie
the Rob
makes you feel
Zombie
terrible.
ones
It was-
because most of it is cribbed from other movies. But then he's like, look,
Yeah.
he's sitting in a fucking mental ward, and he's 6'10", and he's like pure muscle. I'm like, do they have a workout plan in here? Because I don't
It's
give a
all
shit.
genetics.
Yeah.
Bullshit! I saw that dude's dad. He was trash.
Yeah.
Wasn't his real dad?
Not,
I think you might be right about that.
so
I'm
That's
sure
why-
it was his stepdad.
Yeah, that's why he
his,
turned out that way.
his dad's genetics
Don't
make
get
him
a
actually
divorce,
form
kids.
muscle as he's just staring out the window all day. Gotta get a hold of her. But on the
I
first
will
one,
say,
I
in
love.
Halloween
He's got like
Kills-
serial killer style.
Halloween Kills, he's the best part of that movie because like his actual scenes are pretty well done. It's just the other 95% of the movie that I hated.
You mean Jamie Lee Curtis is no longer a
No, it
star?
wasn't her.
Worth watching.
She was a
Oh.
background character in this.
What?
She's
She was
also-
actually Blue Lips. She was an exposition character. She was
Yes.
literally would tell you stuff as the film was playing. She was
What?
like, and Michael didn't die that night as you're watching him stand up. And it's like, oh, I didn't know. Thanks, Jamie.
Well, that's
Like,
awful.
actually, you're not even here. You're in a hospital like 5 miles from here. How do you know this?
I can
Maybe
sense
she was
him.
Michael Myers the whole time.
He's watching it on cable with us.
Voodoo
Like-
doll like possessing him. Now it sees that 2018 one though, man. Her whole like I'm off the grid, crazy bitch, and then when the cops are like, you know what? You just go to your grandma's house and stay instead of being at like the police headquarters where we could just watch you and chill.
It happens again. It
All
happens
right,
again
I'm
in
good.
this one.
I'm good. I can't do it.
Speaking of horror movies,
Well,
we
guys,
watched a
tonight-
movie called The House of the Devil. Do we want to talk about
Right.
director? Give a little background on it, Brendan. I'd imagine you know this better than anyone.
So there's a little background too. We were talking about Mandy as a recommend. This one was another recommend for me when Mom, Eli, and Eisen. It's when the first time you were moving.
Yep. Yeah, they came and stayed with us.
Yep. And it was
We wa-
Eli and Eisen.
Yeah, we watched this literally like the day before Tennessee lost to Kentucky for the first time in like forever, or second time in forever. Football.
Both equally great moments.
Yes. Yeah. But I think this movie scared the shit out of Eisen.
Which makes me
So
happy.
you guys have seen this before?
Oh, I've
Yeah.
seen this like 4 times.
But I didn't remember it that well. It definitely stands out more now.
Yeah,
You
and
guys should watch it again.
it's I thought you.
I liked it my first time more
I-
than my second time.
It's got this slow burn to it that I love, and I'm always amazed that it like pulls off the look of being 80s or like we said, it doesn't look like digital. It looks like an analog film.
Yeah.
And it's got that like grain to it.
It was shot on 16 millimeter, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Because, but there's the later part later. It drives me insane. I'll bring it up once we get there. It drops that whole grain effect, and it looks like I always tell Rosie it looks like the pure, like a new digital 2017, like a cheap, made on a budget though digital film. Drives me insane because they've done such a great job up until that point.
I agree.
But
To the
yeah,
point that I think it's noticeable for everyone.
yeah, it's jarring. It's Ty West, and I think it was his first feature film. No. Well, he's had the short, The Wicket, and then The Roost and Triggerman, and then House of the Devil. But House of the Devil, I think, is the one that garnered him more star acclaim. Like because you have, I don't even know the main girl's name on here. I need to look it up again because she really steals the show. That besides Tom Noonan,
is
I think.
Jocelyn Donahue,
Jocelyn Donahue.
What else
as
has she
Samantha.
been in? Because she
Insidious Chapter 2, and Doctor Sleep.
Oh,
Actually, I
she
remember
was
her in
in-
Doctor Sleep.
yeah.
She's
Well,
awesome in it.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
she
She does
is.
great. But so you have her. You have Dee Wallace as the landlady about to rent to her.
Yeah.
And you've got Greta Gerwig as her friend. This was, I think, Greta's first big movie. And she would later go on to marry Noah Baumbach, and direct Francis Hall. Oh no, Lady Bird. Excuse me. She starred
Right.
in Francis Hall.
Is
directed
Greta
Lady-
Gerwig her best friend?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the girl that this whole movie I thought I wouldn't mind watching a movie about her too, because she was pretty awesome as a character.
And there's something I want to touch on with all of them besides like the Satanist and the main girl. Throughout this whole movie, you notice all these characters. They don't come out and say it, but they all go and rubbing their nose like a cold. But I'm thinking 80s cocaine.
Oh yeah.
But the roommate, when she finally gets up,
She
it's just
first wakes
about-
up, she does it.
and like blowing her nose, like clearing it, like she's done enough coke and it's made her face hurting afterwards. You know.
I guess
Nice.
because I've been watching The Sopranos, the first thing I saw was cocaine.
Yep.
Really,
I was like-
I thought that's like the way she woke up felt very real. Like it felt
Like she was
She
actually
had
asleep.
been
and
on a
like,
bender of
"Action."
cocaine.
like no that she
Action.
had yeah
Like,
she
action.
had yeah, exactly. They woke her up and said wake up, and she's like, give me a second.
See,
I don't know, it felt real
That looked
to
like,
me.
and it does feel real. It seems like somebody who just woke up though and had done a bunch of drugs or smoked and drank the night before,
Yeah.
and then they get that like phlegm in their throat, and they're just like, "Oh God damn it! I feel like Nick Nolte," you know.
Yep. But I
Um,
think that's something you can reference this entire movie is how real it feels up until
certain points.
Kind of the point that you talked about. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, until it becomes unbelievable, it's completely believable.
And it was definitely done on purpose on that, how they changed the film up. But I just don't think the end result is what they wanted for me. You know, they wanted.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, because
I
they
don't know, I
wanted
think
to
it would
be
have been
like
cooler.
the hangout, just chilling. This is a girl babysitting, and it's a little '80s kind of slasher. Has now turned into boom. But yeah, it doesn't work for me.
It might have been cooler if these people thought they were in this cult, and then none of that worked.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
was
I mean?
all
Yeah.
Just crazy fucking people.
It's like a Mandy code.
Yeah.
They like
It'll
sting
work.
them in the head with the wasp, and they're like, "What do you think of my song?" It's shit.
Shit.
It stinks.
You know that guy. Real quick side note: we're doing a bunch of that, but Mandy, the guy. First off, do you know who plays that cult leader in Mandy?
No.
He's in Law and Order. He's the DA, like Linus. Is it Roach or Roche or something like that?
I didn't.
But
know
anyways,
this.
they get him to put out a whole album on like vinyl that you can listen to from. That's just him playing the character in Mandy singing those folk songs.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Is that?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Speaking of soundtracks, this movie has a great soundtrack. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. Like, based on the budget that I saw for this movie, like, they don't write them like that anymore. Like, how did they get that song?
So I didn't, and I love music. Rosie and me were like, "Did they make that song up for this movie?" It sounds familiar, but it's
You
also
know
the
that
most
song.
generic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
I don't like
it's
this
pretty.
anymore.
It's like a radio commercial, though. All those songs, and that's
Like a jingle.
yeah. One other side I have, like a kind of a problem is,
That
I love the
song-
'80s. I hate when they do the big orchestra like string sweeps. That sounds like Hans Zimmer, like the and that swell, and you're like,
They get so loud you can't hear dialogue.
yeah, but it feels out of place in this movie because, like, if they had done like a synth pop album the whole time, kind of like Chopping Malls, I would have loved that.
Oh yeah.
The end scene where it's blacking out and then it gets, like you said, with the synth, that gets extremely loud to the point that I had to turn my TV down quite a bit.
I actually watched this movie with headphones, and yeah, I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
It was that moment was intense, but I don't know.
When we get to it, I'm going to make a note. There's a scene I want to talk about later about sound.
Okay.
I wish they had
I'll
stuck
make a
to
note.
the synthesizers though more, and like the '80s music versus the actual like orchestra. Because when you think about '80s slasher films, you think of those like quick thrown together generic like Halloween's theme, and then the
I like that
kill,
scene.
kill, kill, kill. Yeah, things like that, you know. So
Just so we're clear, though, that they don't write them like this anymore song made it to number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100. So
year?
it's not generic.
that
1981.
is very that makes it
Everything in the
generic
80s.
though.
So the song, it celebrates the quality
There
of
we go.
breakup songs in rock's earlier times as the narrator laments both his recent breakup and the fact that they don't write good breakup songs anymore.
So it's essentially, what is it, Huey Lewis in the news or whatever?
Yeah.
That's the kind of music, and the guy from American Psycho would be like, many people complain about Huey's later work.
I find it moving.
hmm They don't write them like that anymore, though.
Jesus.
But
Where are we in this movie at this point?
we haven't really started. I've been jumping all
Yeah.
over talking about characters. So we've got Greta Gerwig though, and we've talked about her. We have Tom Noonan as the giant father.
Oh my
we'll
God,
say right
that
now.
How
dude
tall is he, by the way? Because when he popped up in the film, I was like, either she's a midget or he's like 6'8".
We don't
He's,
like
he's like 6'6" or something.
6'5".
He's
Oh, really? He's huge.
Whenever I think of a shaved Bigfoot from like Venture Brothers, when they shave
My
Bigfoot,
Wilderness.
I always think of Tom Noonan. That's what he looks like, a shaved Bigfoot to me.
He's so soft spoken.
hmm
Oh,
You
And
gotta
it works so
understand.
well in this movie.
It does.
Dad's in trouble.
When he jumps up out of the kitchen table when she's about to leave, I love that scene though because he like catches himself and he's like, "No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Satan doesn't want me acting like that.
hmm Bitch, don't make me hold you down and kill you
Seriously, you're my only option.
because I'm going to." But Tom Noonan and who plays the mom or his wife? Does anybody know? Because she is a creepy lady, man. She's got
Mary Warnov.
Well, no, here we
Last
go.
names are fun.
She's
She is
got
oh wow! She is primarily known as a cult star because of her work with Andy Warhol and her roles in Roger Corman's cult films.
Holy shit! Can you name some of those real quick?
I can't.
No, like if
I
you set
know.
the list up.
Cannonball,
Okay.
Hollywood Man, Mr. Billion, Bad Georgia Road, The One and the Only, The Lady in Red, Angel of Heat, Chopping Mall. She's in Chopping Mall.
Oh, I know who she is in Chopping Mall. Matt, you've seen Chopping Mall, right?
I've seen the Joe Bob version.
That's Chopping
Which
this
was
is
amazing.
So this
And
is the second reference we've had to Chopping Mall. Just
and
so
Joe
we're
Bob
clear.
too. I love
We should
Chopping
have
Mall.
3 per episode.
But in the beginning of Chopping Mall, when there's that guy and the girl in the audience, and they're talking about the robots, like they're demonstrating them for them. It's the woman and the guy who are like got
trying to
side.
sell it?
Yeah, well, no, they're in the audience with side banter,
Yeah,
and they're
I
just
thought
like,
she was the press.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
That's the
okay.
press.
They're like in the front row
Yeah, she's
just
the
talking
press,
crap.
right?
yeah, she's the press.
'Cause
She's just
you and I
there
were
at the
talking-
mall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we were watching that movie, we were like, why the fuck is the press there right now? Like,
Yeah.
what story is every one of these people getting from this? And how
There
are
it
they
is.
all...
Robots.
what mall is
Robots.
spending $20 million on a robot? I mean, at the time, 20
80s.
million. Yeah, for a robot that's just like short circuit, but not. It fucks up the first night on the job.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, maybe they saw RoboCop. I'm like, that's pretty. I like that idea.
RoboCop
Yeah.
hadn't come out yet.
Can we put those
And
sneakers on our
Ultra People.
robots?
Does he have that targeting system? Lena Dunham is in this movie too.
911 operator. I was talking about it earlier. And it's weird because Greta Gerwig and her, I think, played in, Lena Dunham, of course, was in Girls, but I think Greta Gerwig was in there as well, and I think they were in one of her husband's movies. So, I feel like these people kind of all knew each other.
Yeah, that's 360 degrees of actors and actresses. I didn't have anything.
Are we doing 6 degrees of separation,
There
Kevin
it
Bacon?
is.
From Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. I'm sure we could make it there. It's unnecessary, though, because does anyone care about Kevin Bacon anymore?
I care about the 6 degrees between Kevin Bacon, but
That's how
Let's see.
he made that up so he could stay relevant.
I care.
genius.
He probably introduced it on Reddit and was like, have you ever stopped to think about this?
Hey
Been a lot of
guys,
stuff.
great idea. Have you ever done 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon? Also, what do you think of my new fedora?
Also, what did you think of my newest movie, Taking Chance?
And then it's going to be on that Quit Your Bullshit subreddit where it's like Kevin Bacon outers himself because he didn't change accounts. All right, so we can jump into the movie now.
Like we said, it starts with the placard of this movie is based on real events that happened. It's playing off of the Reagan-esque satanic cult, what is it? Like pretty much Christian values, and like the antithesis of that being the satanic cult. So they had to create that fear in the 80s. So right away they capture that 80s feel for horror movies. It's perfect. Some people might have a problem with that, but like we said, I just think it's a great setting, to make it feel like an 80s movie.
No, yeah, I think it looks, and yeah, it works because
The
This is-
cinematography does it well too.
Yes.
so like this is
For the
around
most
the
part.
time when you saw a lot more of this bullshit where it'd be like based on a true story,
You mean
and
like
then it
Texas
was
Chainsaw?
totally fucking off
I love
wall.
that movie though.
Yeah, I like it too, but who the fuck thinks that's actually based? There are people that watch that.
There
like,
are.
I can't believe that's real. And I'm never going to Texas.
like-
Not deep.
Maybe a good idea anyways, but still, not because of that movie.
But because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, I mean Texas got some really shitty areas. Although Austin, I hear Austin's great, but
Yeah. We're talking Friday
They have
Night
chainsaws.
Lights? We're talking Varsity Blues. So it begins
Fine,
though. We cut in
some
and we're just gonna hit some of the high notes and stuff because a lot of this scene is just kind of, as we talked about earlier, it's mumblecore. It's a lot of just scenes, some talking, sometimes just some scenic like landscape shots.
Yeah, nothing that
Far
holds a
off.
lot of meaning or value. Right? What you're supposed
They
to
don't push
understand
it.
about it is it starts off and she's trying to get an apartment, and the lady who's showing it to her, I forget the name.
D.
you said.
Wallace.
D. Wallace is like, I
Landlady.
like you. You remind me of my daughter. You seem like a good kid, a good girl. So just pay the first month's rent. And then from there, we see how like she's struggling to come up with this $300.
300.
Yeah. Like none of the scenes hold a lot of value after that point, as far as like building anything toward the story, except what you're supposed to realize is she's in need of money. Do you think they like?
No, they never make it. The only thing it's there for, the $300, is to give you an idea of why she's willing to accept this crazy job for
Exactly.
money.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
it's just there, and they don't highlight it. They don't say, "Hey, here, look at this." And fuck, we barely know anything else about this girl's like day to day, what's going on. And I think they do a great job of giving you that in pieces and not hitting you over the head with it, because it's $300 and she's at first you think she's got it. There's not going to be a problem with the 300, and then once it bounces out of there, you notice she's like, "Ah, shit, how am I going to come up with this?"
Yeah. She's got $84 to her name.
Yep.
Yeah, and she has to have it by Monday, which I know that's not what this movie's about. I'm just curious what her original plan was if this scene didn't work.
I know. I was like, she's going to be a stripper or something.
She was gonna get it from her
In the
mom's
80s?
dad.
It's a lot of, oh yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Maybe
strippers
it doesn't
existed
matter.
in the 80s.
No, I just mean like, would they make 300? I don't know what inflation was like. Like, is that a lot?
I don't know
Like-
what stripper inflation is either.
I couldn't tell you. I will tell you that she, for how to say that, she is very pretty. Like,
Oh, shit. I'm just kidding.
so I'm sure she'd do okay. I don't know if she'd make all that in 4 days, pretty much.
Yeah, it'd be equivalent to about $1,000 today. Yeah, she should be able to
She
swing
could
that.
do that.
She could do that. All right, my bad. I should have doubted her.
Stripped.
That's when Kevin Bacon chimes in on Reddit. Yeah, I would have given her $300.
Yeah.
It was 6
Degree
degrees.
separation.
6
I'll give you
inches of
6
separation.
Oh, we didn't want to say it,
Damn
but you
it.
said it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Kevin Bacon.
Then he's like, "Can you step forward?"
Honestly, he'd probably listen to this and be like, "Someone's talking about me."
Add it to the 6 degrees list,
It was 6
baby.
degrees.
Do
You find
know-
who's connected to them, you got me.
He's not gonna find anybody.
Yeah, he'll have someone
We
else. He'll
come
pay
from a
someone.
big family, so that might mean something to him.
He's got the dig. I don't know if he's got that kind of money.
No, but he has that type of time. He's got nothing but free time.
Oh, he got paid back from Bernie Madoff thing, didn't he?
He
I
did.
think
Good.
He
yeah.
definitely did. I'm sure he's still making money from
Yeah.
Footloose.
I mean, he was doing a lot of whatever you would throw his way.
He's worth $45 million, by the way, so I'm sure he's fine.
And he's married to Kira Sedgwick or whatever her name is.
Really?
The
I think
medium.
He can kind of do better than that.
Oh, are you Kevin Bacon's PR or his squad? Yo, Kev, you can do better than that old bitch.
Pull off my mask, and I am Kevin Bacon.
One
You
big
meddling
separation.
kids got me again.
Yes. I
Watch
killed
my
a
movie
man.
this Friday.
I killed a man on a not often listened to podcast just to get my name out there.
What are you, Alec Baldwin?
Jesus.
When I woke up to those texts the other day, I was like, what is going on here?
Oh, gee. You just gotta let mom have that stuff.
No.
I don't think she believed. Yes, as soon as I saw it, I was like, Brennan's gonna say something, and this is gonna escalate.
I waited. Because I had already used the Wayback Machine and Google Cache to pull it up, and I was like, before she died, this lady had 10 followers, and she had like 0 tweets. So,
Are we talking about the conspiracy text from
Elena?
What
whatever.
other
Okay,
text
but hold on.
could we
Let's
be-
make this clear. The NFL does hate the Lions. That's not a conspiracy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree with
I've
that.
got proof.
I just didn't want to give you any credit in that conversation, because once given, it would be accepted by all.
They also hate the Raiders, but the Raiders brought it upon themselves. So
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway,
Where?
So
were-
yeah, so $300.
She needs
Not stripping.
$300. We find out while she's having lunch with her friend that she has $84,
played by
Right.
Greta Gerwig.
and
And there is
Gotta go work.
Coca-Cola product placement.
yeah, her friend who actually seems like a really good friend actually says I can ask my dad for it. And then there's like a weird touch point in this scene where
think
she
that was her
starts eating the
fallback.
pizza. She eats the pizza, and she's like, "This pizza is shit." I don't know if that was foreshadowing or what, or maybe just pizza in this guy's movies is shit. I don't know.
I put the camera
out
on
on
you
it.
and the pizza goes down.
Yeah,
But it was like, she says, this pizza is shit today.
or tastes weird today, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
And this is also, I think she throws out the idea. Whoa, wait. Did we hop over her already trying to
did.
call? Yeah.
I skipped.
Yeah.
You can talk about it. My bad.
So, to get the money though, she finds a babysitting ad, and she tries to call him, and she gets a hold of Tom Noonan on the other line.
Oh, that's not what happens, man. It's creepier than that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She calls, leaves a message, gives her dorm phone number to call her back at, and then as she's leaving the payphone, which was a thing back then, everyone, in case you didn't know, as she's leaving the dorm
No idea.
payphone, really?
Kidding.
Okay. It gets a call back, which was not star 67 or whatever it's
Star
called, was not a
69.
thing back then. Yeah. Well, star 69 was how you blocked phones.
No, star
Remember,
69 is how you checked who called you. Star 67
Okay.
was how you blocked your number.
Okay. See, there you go. But that wasn't a thing back then. So he calls that payphone back within like 10 seconds. So there was no way he should have had that number. He calls it back, and he starts talking to her about the babysitting job, like you said.
Yep, and this is the first of 2 times that he gets a call and then calls back immediately.
Well, no, the second time he just picks up on the answering machine.
Well, yeah. He lets the machine get it so to identify who it is.
Yep.
I mean,
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Trust
But
Yeah.
no,
machines.
he tells the girl that he's going to meet her at the student center or something like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, he never shows up.
Yeah, he stands her up.
Yep.
So
It's
back
just-
to
it's
stripping
no
she goes.
Yep, back to stripping.
which brings her back to Greta, and Greta's like, you know what you should do? You should go out and grab all of those ads and hide them so he doesn't get a babysitter. Which I'm also like, yeah, that's a good
That's a
idea.
pretty good idea, actually.
It's
Yeah,
actually
I liked
smart.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if she hadn't done that, this movie has a different turn for the record. Someone else makes that phone call and
Yeah, but that's how Satan planned it. Read it. It's in the Bible.
all right, fair enough. I mean,
And on
at the end of the day,
November
the house-
10th, 1983,
They shall hide all the babysitting ads.
Mr. Sir shout Tom Noonan.
and I shall give him the payphone number, and he shall call.
This sounds more like a Monty Python skit. But
I know, that's what I was thinking.
He's like, Tom, I
Yeah.
need you to call this number in like 5 years. Just trust me on it.
Count to
There are
3,
Actually-
not 5.
I kind of want to. Was she chosen specifically, or is it just she's the one that answers it?
I think
She's the one that answers it. Therefore,
I
she's
don't know
chosen.
because they act like she was chosen specifically.
I think that's
I
just
think that's
because it was prophesied.
Yeah,
she's
like,
here now, and it's one of
her.
those things where you gotta like keep building up the team. Like she's the
Yeah.
chosen one. All right,
She
guys?
wasn't our
The first one may have
option.
failed, but that's because this is the chosen one.
Because
Yeah.
this one's better. Trust us, you're gonna love the new model.
So
Better battery.
what do you think happened to that
She
last
could have made
girl?
$300 dancing.
Yeah, at a strip club called the House of the Devil, and this movie would have had a whole different kind of meaning to it.
Oh, it'd been like
Connect it to the House of the Rising Sun.
Showgirls.
oh,
Would've been
okay,
like
never mind. I was thinking the movie was George Clooney and Tarantino.
Dust Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's still not.
Yeah, let's go Dust Till Dawn versus Showgirls.
I was just thinking of
I know.
strippers trying to make money, but
My problem is just thinking about that movie. I'm like, ugh.
hey, do you remember we were watching Jurassic Park in the drive-in theater, and if you look to your left, you can see.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So if you look to your left, and we were like 7 years old, 8 years old. If you look to your left, you could see
Ooh.
Showgirls at the same time. It was to be honest, I didn't care. I was so into Jurassic Park, it didn't matter. But
Yeah.
still,
Yeah, you were
It's a winner.
you were 7 or 8, and I was 8 or 9 at the time. Because Showgirl came out in '95, and to be in the drive-in, it probably came like on the tail end of it, you know.
yeah.
So
Where are we at? All right. He doesn't show. They eat pizza. They complain about the guy not showing.
then she
What a
ends up going back
breakdown.
to her dorm.
Yeah.
She goes back
she
to
goes
her
back to her
dorm.
dorm, so we get to see why she wants to move out.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and we've been seeing kind of though, because she tried to get back there once and she couldn't get in. It
Yeah.
was morning time and she
Because they're
couldn't even
having
get
sex. The sock
Yeah.
on the door, a lot of weird noises, animal noises.
Hmm.
So if you listen to our last podcast, her roommate is pretty much the girl version of Thumper from Butterfly Effect. She's nasty.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
kind of skanky. I will say, like I said earlier, it feels like the director might not like women that much because you can tell he portrays this girl as our main character seems like she's
in.
virtuous.
Idyllic.
Yeah. She might even be a virgin. We don't know, but she seems like it. Whereas this
Almost
girl
angelic.
this girl is having sex as a college student, and he automatically portrays
dare
her
she.
as like trashy and.
See, and
Just-
I thought
just
that
my
was him
thoughts.
I
using
wonder
the
if that's him.
'80s themes.
I was
where
going to
it's
say,
like
yeah, I wonder if that's him paying homage to 80s
Yes.
like films where they always
True.
had,
the
you had like the
smoker.
3 girls. Yeah, you had like,
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Just a little, feeling there.
So,
Polanski.
she wakes up her roommate,
Ugh.
who we have all debated if she was in cocaine or not. Brandon and I say she
she
definitely
hopped
did cocaine.
right up and she was like,
Come on.
it's either that or like Tom
She had
Waits
a
and her
sinus
were
problem.
drinking and smoking all night and they got gravel in their throat because she is hacking some shit up. She's just like, if somebody
But
called you, bitch.
She does manage to tell our main character that there was a voicemail left for her. So she does do her job, even through all the cocaine.
Which
Her
part of
job
this,
as her roommate is not to take her fucking phone calls. How dare
it
you.
is to let her in so she can take her own phone call. So,
It sounds like her problem.
But like we spend like 15 minutes of that scene, like her going to the bathroom, her being like just waiting and
turning
You know
all
what I
the
mean?
faucets on and crying.
yeah, she's being weird because she has no idea how she's coming up with the money. Also, we forgot to mention that a lunar eclipse is coming up. Apparently, it's a big deal, and apparently, where they live is the best spot in the world to see it.
Yep.
These are
But-
important facts.
But it is. It is because it's talked about like half the movie.
I'm agreeing. They are important. Just kind of mentioned in the background.
Yeah, it's kind of like hint, hint.
Yeah, well, all of this movie
Lunar.
is kind of like we talked about. It's a slow burn with like one explosive thing that happens, and then another slow burn into a huge explosion.
And
Yeah.
it drives me
Very
insane
long
though.
slow burn.
So when she does get into her, get to her bed, finally, she has to walk through her roommates, and kind of the camera does this thing where it pans on the roommates so you can see this giant mess, and then to her side where it's clean and like OCD levels, which
Yeah.
in my head I'm like, I feel like she would have noticed the phone number written like next to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
she
She's like,
has an
"Where's the
eye
number?"
for
I
something
don't know.
different. She's like, you know,
I think she's just stressed out.
She is. You could tell because even then, like Matt said, she's like, "Where's the number? Where's the number?" In her room,
Yeah.
it's like, Jesus Christ, it's there. Well, you look, just
I'll give
look.
this film this. It's really good at conveying emotion without stating it.
yeah.
Like
So
it's
I would agree.
And
There's
the
no
opposite of Blue
exposition.
Lips.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
exposition. Where it's
Yeah.
just, let's let it play out. You get the idea, right?
So
Duh.
I
let
thought.
the actors do their job type of movie.
So I think there's a little exposition in that they go into her desperation to make money, maybe a little too much. I don't even think the conversation with her roommate or her friend was necessary about how much she needed the money and all that, because you could tell based on the way she was acting and like
Yeah,
how
I think,
desperate she seemed. So I don't think it was necessary for her to tell someone that she was desperate for
Kind of
money.
Yeah,
mumblecore,
I think the
though.
only reason for that scene was to introduce her friend, though.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and,
and
to show she was a good friend.
And just to kind of go through the plan and burn some time, probably.
That's
Yeah.
what it felt like. Actually, we got to kill 5 minutes. Pizza parlor scene.
But
Product placement.
gets the phone number, starts calling, and she's calling, and it gets to the answering machine. She announces who she is on there and trying to say like call her back, and Tom Noonan picks up and it's like, oh, hey, I caught you. And
Before
Was phone tag bad in the 80s?
I'm sure Matt, we aren't that old, first of all.
Was phone tag bad in the 90s?
Yes, very
Yeah,
bad.
it was.
It was. It was a pain in the ass. Did you
but there's
notice
also a game of foot there. But,
how like fantastically calm Tom? What is his name?
Noonan?
Yeah, his voice in this movie is just fantastic.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sounds like
Just-
he smoked
Hi,
a big
welcome.
old bowl right before every sentence. He's just like,
It's just so chill.
Sickness too.
hey, how are you doing?
And like you
Praise
said,
Satan.
the one time he kind of jumps out of the character, he like catches himself and brings it right back. But
You gotta get up and get down with the sickness.
but like when
Come on, get up. Get down.
when down with the sickness.
Yeah.
Just when she calls, you can tell he's so relieved that she's called him back, but at the same time, like, he doesn't sound that desperate just because his voice is so calm.
But actually, you saying that he does a good job of always conveying two sides of that, where he's ecstatic kind of to his point there.
Yeah.
To like however ecstatic he can be that he's gotten a hold of her and he's
Yep.
got a chance. Like you don't know it in the
Oh.
beginning why exactly, but it just feels
you'd
like
be saving us. You'd be really helping us out.
there's so many phrases or sentences he says that once you know how the movie plays out, you're like, oh, in this moment he was referring to this.
Yep.
Mother.
So it's like what 7:00 right now when she
Yep.
gets that because her roommate wakes up. She says it's nighttime. She talks her friend Megan into driving her out there, and Megan is a great friend. If she were our hero, she wouldn't even be in this movie because she's like, "This is stupid. You don't need to go out there. This is a bad decision." Blah blah blah. Like
We can loan you the money.
Samantha's not a dumb character, and she's not like a typical
Which I appreciate.
make terrible decisions.
She's just
but
in
at
a
the
tough
same
spot.
time, she's in a tough spot, and she doesn't make the best decisions.
She doesn't want to
I do like that about this film. She makes pretty realistic decisions
I
for her
mean,
situation.
The first
guess
second,
because-
yeah.
I guess because I watched a really crappy horror film before this, when the whole plot moved along just by people's bad decisions,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to see when that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
realistic
the first second that something feels even a little off, like from then on, she is hyper like alert.
Yeah.
If only
She
she
grabbed
could
a
have
knife at one point.
yeah,
I
if
loved
only
it. She was
could
like,
have predicted that they would do something to the pizza. Like that was super great thinking ahead on their part, I guess.
Mark Satanist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job.
And they picked a great house. Like,
So and there's always the
putting that out
issue.
there.
But then other ways he makes it sound like they've been there for a while.
Yeah.
And, like the time doesn't ever really match up. But I always chalk that up to that's what they wanted because they're lying.
They want his character to seem like he's given different answers to the same questions.
Mm-hmm.
Just like he's talking about the eclipse, and she asks if he's a scientist, and he's like, no, not really. And then if he's an astronomer, no, not really. And like, you can tell like he's not good at lying.
But it's a good example of you can lie and bullshit just that cool nonchalant when you say it, and most people will believe it though because. Once again, Tom Noonan the whole time is just like this, and then the wife. Anytime it sounds like she's getting called on some kind of bullshit, she just talks over it and moves on to the next thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, the reason, well, shit, we haven't gotten there yet. So the whole ride over there, they're going out to like the woods and the forest and like everything like that, and Megan the whole time is trying to talk her out of going, and she's like, "This is fucking stupid." I think she's supposed to be there until 12:30 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan says she'll come pick her up. But then they go in and they knock at the house, and old giant Tom opens the door, and you're like, Jesus Christ, dude. It was a really well shot camera angle because it looks like they're looking like right at his waist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I'm trying to remember. Did anything else of note happen on that ride up
car
there?
Ride?
Yeah.
I might have missed it.
She explains to her that she stole the all the signs, so she actually
that's what I was
followed the
gonna bring up.
plan. Yeah, she actually did it, and she's like, "You're gonna be mad at me."
Which makes me question. I don't know. It feels like a chosen one thing.
Are you
Yes,
saying that
like it was meant to
you
happen.
believe it like you're
Once
a
again.
Satanist?
Once again, though,
yeah.
I think we're like blurring the lines between like what actually happened and making that what was meant to be. Whereas I think she was just the person that showed up.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I
Because
do
he
wonder
said,
what happened. There was another girl and it didn't work out, right?
Yep.
What happened to that girl?
I've always thought that she
Not good enough for Satan.
well, he at least says it. He could be lying, but he says at the time that he told her about the grandma thing and she cut out.
yeah, he mentioned there's been a few people that he's done that with.
Oh, I thought it was just one. No,
Just one.
So they put out an advertisement at first
For
to
the elderly care.
Is what
Nobody
it said,
Even though-
responds.
for 2
Even though
weeks.
she's quite able-bodied, which I don't know that. That line
Yeah,
cracked me
there's
up.
so many like
Yeah, we see her later on. She is. He's not lying about that. Jesus Christ. She's not able-faced, but she's able.
she looks like
She's not a pretty.
she
one.
looks like Rocky from the movie with Cher, Mask or whatever.
Yeah, I actually think the effects on her are fantastic. I thought she was terrifying.
That they did a great job. Two things. I always get it confused. I think that's just going to be the mom, and she's like the makeup's off of her, so that's what the mom looks like. Without it, the other thing is the monster, whatever it is, looks like
Whatever it
some love child of Robert Zidar because he's got that fucking that
Robert
chin.
Zidar.
Yeah. So.
We get to talk to good old Tom Noonan. What's his name in the movie? Mr.
Ullman.
Satanist?
Mr. Ullman.
Mr. Ullman. Ullman?
Mr. Satanist.
All right.
Wait
Well,
a second.
he pulls her to the
Ullman
side, though.
is really close to Omen. Anyone notice
It
that?
is. I'm telling you, some manifest destiny stuff. I'm just.
Don't do that. Don't do
Kidding.
that.
Or
So-
they chose that.
Which we
yeah.
kind of glossed over,
So-
but he's.
Yeah.
I was
He
gonna say like
pulls. Yeah.
Not yet. He doesn't pull her aside. He starts telling them both and answering. Megan's like grilling him, and he was like, "Can we?
Can I talk to you in
over
here?
here?"
it's actually a great scene because she's like, "So are you a teacher?" Is that what she first says?
Yeah, so you're a
He's like,
teacher.
Are you a
No.
professor?
No,
Not
no.
exactly.
Not exactly.
Are you
There's
an
a lunar eclipse.
astronomer?
No, not exactly.
exactly.
It was a really good scene.
Yeah,
Like I loved it
it's-
because he doesn't want to lie. Like
And I know that's what I'm like. This is a good guy Satanist.
is he
ritual
actually-
killer
No,
guy.
actually, I think that's
He's somewhat likable in this movie, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, even at the end, he's like, yeah, go ahead, do what you got to. Like, this
I'm
is
just a
happening.
messenger.
Yeah, hey, I'm here for you.
Okay.
Hey, listen up, kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
You're cool.
kiddo.
I'm down with Black Phillip. All right.
But
so
anyways, he pulls her into the kitchen, and Megan's sitting there eating candy in the living room. And he tells her that it's really for babysitting the elderly. She freaks out and is like, fuck this, I'm out. And he's like, well, wait a second. What if I give you 200? And then she's like, no, I'm out. And he says, what if I give you 300? And then she, being, a smart / stupid girl, is like, make it 400. Ups his price. He's like, all right, here you go, 400 for like 4 hours.
By the way, I just want to mention, us knowing how this film ends, it cracks me up that he tries to negotiate with her.
oh yeah.
Instead of just being like, yeah, sure.
Well,
here you go,
which is him like the Satanists
he's just
they have the groundlings, or they have an acting squad, because they're like, all right, we got to work on your skills. Now your natural instinct is going to be just tell her, yeah, I'll give you however much money. You don't do that though, because
That'll
that's not
scare her
real.
away.
That doesn't happen. You're gonna frighten her.
She'll know.
Stop
Jig is
doing
up.
Warning!
that.
Warning!
Listen, buddy, you're 6'5" and you have the weirdest calm voice in the world. You start throwing out thousands of dollars, and she's out of there first.
You're gonna want to haggle with her, okay?
Give a little, take a little. It'll work out.
Yeah. But he does a great job. Like the whole time, he's
He
like,
does.
even like when she's like 400, and it does that where it looks at him and he kind of looks down like he's saddened by it, like, you get me bent over a barrel, and then it cuts away and everything. But it's telling you, yeah, because that automatically cuts to her and her friend running out of the house, and she's like, "You'll be here at 12:30. Come on, it'll be fine."
And
So-
Megan's like, fuck this, you're not doing it. I can't believe you're doing this. And she's like, just go. I need to do this so I can move out, blah, blah, blah. And so Megan leaves. Does it go right to Megan and her car ride home?
No,
No, it's
because we get a
Mr.
discussion with
Satanist.
them. Yeah, we get that, and we get, I think the wife comes down before.
Mrs. Satanist. Yeah.
Well, the husband goes upstairs and he's talking to his mother, or his wife's mother.
Yeah.
And they're like arguing back and forth. I can't tell if he's just making up that dialogue.
So, no, there's a catch here though, because they show you something in that scene that there is a back stairs that goes up there, that leads up there. So the wife
mom
definitely
comes
could have been up there. And the whole time I'm like, was the wife up there though? Was she actually up there, or with the goat faced weird woman? Was that the one?
Mother. Her name
The,
is
yeah.
Mother.
Mother, yeah, Mother. Was Mother there, or the wife?
woman.
But yeah, like later when he's chasing her up the stairs with the gun, it shows him, he's like, all right, you went that way, and he cuts through in that backside. So it was just trying to show you that it's possible in that house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you,
I
they
didn't
picked a
notice
really good house to take.
That house is badass, right?
It
They knew
is.
what they were doing.
Yeah, they put a lot of time in this. Like we said, it comes around every
literally get
1,000
one shot.
years.
Yeah, I don't know I actually don't know how long it takes for those things, but is it a
Yeah.
lunar eclipse? It's the next
Yeah.
one.
It's a lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Shit. November
Um,
19th, 2021.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's an almost total. Okay, next
Oh,
total.
yeah,
All
it
right.
doesn't count. Satan's not
Yeah.
going to blow his load on
He
a
doesn't
almost
half-ass
total.
it. Yeah. He'll come
He's
out
not-
deformed if he does it.
Satan's
It wasn't total.
sometimes an edgelord, but not then, buddy.
No, he would be an edgelord at that point.
That's that's what I'm saying. Sometimes he's like, I'm cool with the edgelord because it's evil, but not on my night, baby.
Total eclipse. But so anyways, what happened next?
So they
the
leave.
mom comes out.
Yeah. So Tom
Not the
Noonan's
mom,
talking to
the
her,
wife.
and he, of course, has let her know that it's not a kid; it's an old woman, and she can take care of herself. And the whole time I'm like, this is red flag, red flag, red flag. If she can take care of herself and he shouldn't be worried about her, then I shouldn't be here.
Well, she almost like she doesn't say anything, but she shows like kind of a weird like hesitancy when he says that, and he immediately goes, "Well, my wife is very paranoid."
Yeah.
and we just moved here.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's one of those things like that don't line up again.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's see, they do a
normal.
good
That's how
job
it
of
should
diving
work.
into it, but I'm still like red flag, red flag. But yeah, he goes upstairs. He's talking to the wife. He says, and then what happens though is the whole time you're seeing her in the living room, listening to them talk upstairs, and then there's this back door that's past the kitchen that opens up, and then the wife comes through and introduces herself. She's dressed in furs and trying to look like straight money, talking to the
Straight
girl.
money.
Mm-hmm. Old money. And she's weird. So that every
she kinda
time,
has that question of like, what does she say? Like, you sleep around a lot. She doesn't
oh,
say
I bet
that,
the
but it's like
boys like you. That kind
That's
of
what
thing.
it is.
She couldn't believe that she was a sophomore. She's like, you look way younger,
Way too young.
and you're so pretty, and I know the boys just love you. All that stuff. It was weird.
And yeah, then after that, the Tom Noonan comes down, and yeah, they get ready to go. And he keeps saying, so he does it 3 times before he goes upstairs. He drops it twice about there's a pizza place's phone number on the fridge, and then it's like the end before he
3
goes.
times.
Yeah, whoa, that's what I'm saying. 2 times though before he goes upstairs, and then when he's leaving, he
Don't forget
drops
about
it
the pizza.
again.
As he's walking out the door, he's like,
Yeah.
I know you college
pizza's on the
students love
fridge.
pizza. He says that at one point.
Yeah, you college kids love the pizza, and I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
which checks out because she did order the damn pizza. What
'Cause
was
she
their
had nothing
plan if
else.
she didn't order the pizza?
We're gonna get to the pizza because I have a lot of questions about
No,
the pizza.
but what was their plan if she doesn't order this pizza?
I guess go in with a gun, which we're about to bring up. Like that.
Yeah, just bash brains in almost.
Okay, fair enough.
Tie yourself
So-
up. Get the pentagram.
That was their
So-
plan A pizza, and if that falls, they were always right there.
Gotcha. So from there we go to Megan in the car, right? Who is clearly flustered and pissed off as all get out. So she kind of pulls over on the side of the road a little bit and tries to smoke, right?
Light a cigarette, right?
Yeah.
And her lighter doesn't work. And
Yeah. And there's a true jump scene here because she rolls her window down to light up her cigarette and she can't do it. And then someone like right next to her comes out of fucking nowhere. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
They're in the middle of nowhere too.
Yeah. And she's like, dude, you almost killed me.
that sound editing on that scene was amazing.
Yes.
By the way, in
Mhm.
headphones, because it goes completely quiet.
Yep.
And then here, and there's another scene in this movie that's amazing for that too. But yeah, so at this point, which did we bring up that the Mr. and Mrs. Satanists that they had a full-grown kid?
Well, yeah,
Like
he
he
goes,
mentioned that.
we don't have a child. Well, I mean, we've got a child, but he's grown. That's like almost word for word how he phrases it.
Yeah.
So
So it's a full-grown guy. He offers to light her cigarette, and she freaks out. And she's like, "Oh my God, you could have killed me!" and scared the hell out of me. And I think he immediately asked,
Well, he's talking to her a little bit. He talks to her for about 2 minutes, and then she says something about dropping someone off or something like that. Or he's like, "So aren't you the babysitter?" And she's like, "No, I just dropped her." And before she can even finish that, is like I said, this is a slow burn, and then one explosion, and then another long slow burn, and a huge explosion.
mhm.
But before she can even finish saying that she's not the babysitter, he shoots her in the fucking head, and it's
brutal.
brutal.
it's a good, yeah,
It's a
it's
damn
well
good scene.
shot.
Like this movie does not rely on special effects at all. It is all like Brandon
What was the
Practical
budget of
effects?
this film?
practical, 900,000,
That is cheap for a
and
film.
somehow they got that, and they don't write them like this anymore in 900,000. Well done to get that song.
That was about 800K of it.
It only made 100,000 in the box office, which
Was it an indie
That
film?
makes sense. Yeah.
Like limited
I mean,
release. Yeah.
if you get a
any kinda-
$900,000 budget, you don't have the PR team to sell it.
Yeah.
Any
You make
kinda-
money on the Blu-ray, DVD, streaming. Yeah.
Mhm.
You won't find a mumblecore movie that isn't an indie film. I don't think, unless you count Juno. but that was kind
Well,
of.
I just found out about mumblecore today, so I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, Juno, I don't know if I count, man.
I thought it was like one of the first.
I mean, it does have like that. What is her fucking name? Diablo Cody writing it, and she was unknown, I think, really at that time. But like, I don't know. A lot of it relies on like, stink face. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Yeah.
Stink eye or whatever. Like, oh shit. There's a lot of. I haven't actually watched that in like since it came out.
The dialogue in it is very unrealistic. The way she talks is just unbelievable.
You know how we were talking about how Wikipedia is super trustful?
Oh yeah, trustworthy site.
Influences on other genres, mumblecore. The big budget films Magic Mike and Magic Mike XXL have been described as somewhat mumblecore.
I can see that actually though, because it's kind of a day to day, like a grind. As he grinds up on them.
I would not call that.
I've not watched Magic Mike. I've just seen bits and pieces. All I think of when I think of Magic Mike is that Saturday Night Live sketch with Chris Farley.
The two dancers.
Chippendales.
Chippendales, yeah.
Yes. That's all I imagine. That's Magic Mike to me, and that's what I'm keeping it as.
The best.
Somewhere Kevin Bacon was thinking, I could have been that Patrick Swayze right there.
I am Patrick Swayze. So anyways, make your head blown
because
out.
Footloose and Flashdance, is that what we're saying?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to confuse Patrick Swayze and Kevin Bacon for some reason.
Skeletor and goddamn
There
Patrick
were three
Swayze.
guys, Kurt Russell, Patrick Swayze,
And those two I can agree with. Kevin Bacon's got
used to
such sharp like bone features where I'm just
know.
like, that's a weird.
I'm not
You're a
saying-
very original face there, Kevin Bacon.
All white people look alike to me.
I get it.
You make that joke, but I gotta be honest, watching The Sopranos, they're like, he's not Italian. And I'm like, I have no idea.
No, but I mean, it's funny you bring that up. For the longest time after that, I obsessed with like trying to understand what kind of traits are most prominent in different like European, like what separates an Italian and a Spaniard versus a Portuguese.
I agree.
And some people will act like they can spot it automatically in movies and books
crap.
and real life, and I'm always like, "Fuck you."
So I can tell the difference between like a Korean and Chinese person like right away, but I cannot tell the difference between like what you just said, that European style. They
like a Dutch and German.
They
like,
all look the same to me.
and I'm always like, "Aren't you the same?"
Not that they're the same, but they look like they're the same. Like
there's not a lot separating you physically.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Megan has her head blown out in the car.
Oh my god, it's intense too.
No,
like
did they just like replace her head with like a rubber like dummy head, because they did the whole like
they did a solid shot on it so you could watch it, and that's where I think they did like some kind of practical head on there just for an explosion. In my god,
it was good.
I miss
and
practical
then the guy
effects.
Casually opens the door and stops the car.
Yeah,
I don't know why that part, and picks up her cigarette and keeps smoking it.
This dude is a stone cold killer, obviously, right? He has no problem doing this. There's no remorse. There's
Definitely killed at least one person.
But as we'll talk about a little later, he's a little bitch. It's for someone who's
and
so easily
stupid
kills.
as fuck.
Yeah.
They're all kind of stupid at the end.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm gonna shoot her. I'm like, man, I think your mom and dad are gonna be a little mad at you, buddy. And also, now you're dead, and you've set her up for an escape. Good job.
So, if she really was the chosen one, they had to have known that she would have some kind of fight or bite in her, right? Some kind of like pushback, or you're not.
The prophecy ends there.
Yeah, you're not. She's not. What do they think would happen? That she'd be like, all right, cool.
I think it's a case of they didn't expect to get this far. So
yeah,
like,
the prophecy
like,
says she's the chosen one. ...
You'll
And it's
see.
like this, just like hand motions.
And then
like,
he
no.
rises.
Yeah. Tom Noonan's guy's just kind of winging it. He's like, so I guess watch my grandmother? Mother? Yeah, watch my mother.
Don't go upstairs and look at her though, because
You don't want to.
He just got the picture on like this the stone slab or something. He's like, Grandma or Grandpa, what do you think, buddy? I'm gonna say mother. Mother. Okay,
Mother.
we're going with
Mother.
mother.
I wish he had just told her. He's like, don't go upstairs. She is hideous looking. Just trust me on it. Stay down here.
Yeah.
she looks like if you put a snowball in a deep fryer.
She looks like if you don't oil up an old catcher's mitt.
Just order pizza. Stay down here.
Trust
And
me.
don't forget the pizza.
No matter how this night ends, you're gonna be thankful that you didn't get a look at her face.
They almost casted her as the stone guy in Never Ending Story.
I remember what happens after Megan's scene.
This is actually a really good part of this movie. It's a little slow burn,
Which
But it
it's
goes-
kind of
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Breaks on
but it goes
itself.
to her like where she's like walking around the house, and then she puts the headphones in, and she's like kind of dancing around. I don't know. I thought it was a really good scene. Like back to back, two really great scenes between Megan getting shot in the head, which, you know, R.I.P., and then her like exploring the house a little bit and just kind of being free.
And she gets kind of used to it, and she notices the freedom. And I think it's part that she's getting used to it, and another part's like, if I act normal and I act like I'm just having fun, then it's just gonna kind
It'll
of
be
blast
okay.
through this, and I'll be all right.
Well-
And that's also, it shows you like that the first bit of trouble though, it breaks her.
That also shows you like the power of headphones too. It's like
Yeah.
people put headphones in to like kind of escape, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she did. She put her Walkman on, which Matt, I doubt you even know what a Walkman was back then.
I
but-
had a Walkman, but it was an MP3 player.
Hey, is Sony Walkman?
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good.
Cool,
Um,
man. Cool. But yeah, she's like dancing around. I don't remember what song she's listening to, but you know.
Generic 80s song.
Watch it, buddy.
She's got, I think it looks like Koss Porta Pro headphones on too.
Is that the first sign of trouble she sees? Which part are you talking
Headphones?
about? No. When you said this is like she notices the first sign of trouble. I
Um,
thought she
He
didn't
knocks a
realize that.
vase over.
Yeah, and that jumps her a little. She breaks that, and then she has to sweep it up.
Has she already
Which-
called for the pizza? Did I skip that?
I don't think so.
I think so, because I think she's sitting around there being bored for a while, and then she ends up cutting to her ordering the pizza. And then after ordering the pizza, that's when she gets a little more into cleaning and shit.
Yeah.
Because then she's cleaning up she knocks over
And-
that vase in front of the door.
So, spoiler alert.
I
The
think.
pizza is obviously a setup from
Hell and back.
Satanist. And the guy haggles with her again.
I know, man. Oh,
Because she's like, I want a small
wow.
pizza. And he's like, I don't do small pizzas. It's like, dude, just do your job. Come on, Johnny. Just give her what she wants. Like, I loved it.
Like
I
when
wonder what he's saying about the Satanists. That he's like, they always fucking haggle with it.
that's exactly 3 takeaways from this movie. Number 1, Satanists haggle you to death.
Excellent hagglers.
Uh,
Medium or large.
Very
really-
even when they're going to get the money back, they will not like give in.
More than that, it's the chosen one.
it's the
Yeah.
principle of the thing, though.
Yeah.
3 wise men brought Jesus gifts. We get the 3 fucking idiots, and they're taking money from our chosen one.
And first off, and this gets brought up, I don't think any of this is their money because this isn't even their house. I'm pretty sure they just took the money from
exactly.
the people.
Can you imagine when Satan is finally born and like his mom is poor and shit, and he's like, "You motherfuckers couldn't let her keep that $400."
Ugh.
My kid,
Where's Tom Noonan?
my kid grew up in a trailer, and she smoked fucking Pall Malls. Goddamn you! She couldn't even get brand name cigarettes to feed son of the
Or
devil.
Satan?
There's 2 things we talk about in Satanism: Quit being so damn cheap.
And also make sure you pay for the classes before you leave today. Because it's twofold. He's cheap as fuck too, but they're cheap and they keep stiffing him with the bill.
Well, he's cheap because his mom grew up poor as hell.
Yeah.
He grew up that
With
way.
brain damage, which we'll
Yeah.
go over too.
Oh, severe brain damage. So anyways, she starts kind of noticing a few things. She looks outside, or she looks at some pictures in the desk, and she notices a family with a Volvo, like in the background, like at that house. She remembers that Volvo is still at the house.
Another great scene when they pulled up to the house the first time. Megan, her friend, specifically yells, "Oh, hey, look, a Volvo, safest car on the road!" Like it's a throwaway line.
Yep.
But the dialogue in this film was really on point.
It was.
I don't feel there was any wasted dialogue. Even though I am making fun of them heckling with her, like I enjoy
That
it.
serves its purpose.
Yeah.
If we skip any of the dialogue, we're skipping a lot. Like kind of the whole film's vibe.
There's like 2 pages of dialogue in this film.
But is this when she goes out to look and check on that Volvo and she sees that and the van out there now?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, right?
Yeah, and now she starts getting creeped out and she grabs the knife. Yeah, she grabs the knife and starts exploring. And as she's
hears
about to
noises
go
upstairs.
as she's about to open that door, doorbell rings, pizza's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, freaks her the hell out. But we get a jump scare right here because it shows. Is it right when she goes down? It shows the room.
Oh, with people in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows the room.
Like a
with
pan out to her.
Yeah.
The family that lived there before, they were all like murdered in like the and they were in like pentagrams and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty creepy little shot.
Especially because they keep this whole vibe going when they do that, where it's not like an Insidious or something, which I like that movie, but where it's like, and then you cut back.
Wait.
Yeah,
boom.
They make you. This movie makes you kind of just absorb it, where that one shoves it up your ass.
Yeah, but she goes to get the pizza, and she didn't even look at him. She gives him 20 and says, "Just keep the change." And she shuts the door, and she's freaking out. And we don't get to see the pizza guy until like they pan around like from the front porch, and we see that it's the same guy that killed Megan.
And he's in love with the money.
Yeah, I know.
He is happy. He's like,
he pockets it.
Oh yeah.
But I guarantee before they do their seance, Dad's like,
I need
yeah. How much money she give you? She didn't have the 10 on her.
Did you give her any
So-
change back for the pizza?
I get to bring up the only thing I was trying to figure out in this film. The whole pizza plot. She orders pizza. Where is that guy? How does he have pizza to deliver?
Maybe
Oh,
they
I'm
killed
sure,
somebody
like-
at another house and
Yeah,
put the phone
I'm
number
sure
there.
he was at another house, and then once he got called, he went and ordered the pizza.
He found a house
guess-
with like that, like wood fired oven or something, and he was like, "I'm gonna do this right,"
No, I think
He
he
steals
really
a
just.
box.
I think he took the pizza from somewhere else and then put something in it.
I like to
You
think
would
he
just think it
found
would
the.
be like, oh, by that point, right? Like,
Well, she does think it tastes weird. That could be because it was poison because it's old.
and it's
Yeah,
like 2
I mean,
hours
he
old
could-
at this point.
You can get those boxes, like at any pizza place, the generic ones, and maybe I don't know. I'm going with he found a place with like a wood fired oven, and he was like the perfect
those
house,
people.
and he just slaughtered 5 people for their eyes.
Whatever it is,
Haggle for all the ingredients.
Yeah, we can all guarantee he spent less than $8 on that pizza, which is what he charged her for.
Yeah.
And tip.
Yeah, I guarantee you he didn't spend $8 on that pizza. He knew what he was charging right away.
He'll kill.
So many questions.
He'll kill for a house for a wood fired oven. He won't give change back though.
Like you said though, so he says we only have medium or large, so that means probably he had those waiting, right? But at the same time, just call something a fucking small if she wants a small, right? Pizza
Yeah.
places do that all the time. They have variant sizes. Like what? This
What
dude
if
is
she-
seriously just haggling so he can get more money.
What if she called this place though, and she was like, Do you have a salad?
You have any calzones?
He's like,
He just rolls
whatever.
up the pizza. It's got a piece of string on it. It goes.
Fucking calzone.
Digging through people's fridges that he's killed.
Wait,
It's white bread, and he's just put SpaghettiOs in the middle of it.
isn't that pretty much what Papa John's has done with their like fold over pizza?
Oh,
bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
The Papadelios or something.
Papa-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Haven't tried it. Won't try it.
Nope, because it looks disgusting.
Yeah, it does.
But she gives him the money, and then she like hurries off.
Hurries off and eats a little bit of the pizza, and then throws it away.
And turns on the news.
And
Well, that might
yeah,
happen earlier, but
Well,
she's
no,
eating
no,
the
no,
pizza,
no.
going ugh. Like
she doesn't
it's
turn
grossed
on the
out.
news. It used to be the news. What she turns on now is like the scary movie horror fest stuff.
oh yeah.
'Cause
I
the
think it was
news-
It was
Night
a
of the
better
Living
time
Dead.
back then, huh?
I don't think that was Night of the Living Dead.
I thought it was a lot earlier, older film. I mean,
Older?
I'm trying to. See
But
if I
either
can
way,
find
she turns
out.
on some zombie movie. Or something. Actually, it might not have been. I might have just been thinking that. And then she hears a noise upstairs again, right?
Yeah. Well, she throws the pizza away and goes upstairs because she hears a noise upstairs.
hey,
With her knife.
give me 1 second.
How dare
Hi,
you.
Brandon.
Matt, do you always stay up this late?
Here lately, yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah, I've
buy
been
your
working.
Did you buy your friend out?
Saturday we meet with the lawyer and we should be able to finalize it then. The only thing holding it up is we have a loan through the SBA, and that can take a long time to get his name off of. But we're just kind of telling him like we're in the process of it. Here's your money.
Yeah.
Contact us again in 60 days, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So
Damn. I thought you were trying to buy your other friend off before too.
yes, well,
Jesus.
we weren't forcing a buyout. We just told him like you either have to change your work ethic, or we're just going to buy you out for the best of all of us. And he's changed his work ethic. So
Fair enough.
this guy, weren't forcing a buyout. This guy was, hey, we refuse to pay you more than what we're making as a principal, and the company can't afford to pay you more just because you want more.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, then buy me out. I refuse to make less. And we're like, okay.
All right, what's up, my bottom bitches?
What a stupid thing to do.
Actually, his exact words were, I have a certain quality of life, were his exact words. So, and he owns the same percentage as me. So it's like, yeah, I'm not paying for that. So
No.
What?
His partner that he's buying out.
it's been a long week. It's been a long 2-3 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Between that and school, because I'm doing a half semester or like double time. And that's
Yeah.
I'm doing a double time semester, and then I'm doing a course through Udemy for Python coding. So
How is that going?
I like it a lot. I've actually been writing something for my company because it uses a lot of AWS stuff, and
Mhm.
AWS can communicate with Python.
Yep.
So like I've been trying to build something like small for it,
Mhm.
but it's what was it called? I'll find it later. The name of the course. It's a really cool one though.
Well, if you want any more, let me know, man. I've got like
Yeah.
40 of these
Well,
friggin' things.
I switched my major at EKU to computer science
Yeah.
Yeah.
with some minor in health, the hospital thing that I was going to do a major. I switched it to a minor and then put a major in computer science.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, so 5 seconds of silence.
All right.
So she hears the noise upstairs. And
Takes a knife.
She does take the knife with her, and like this whole movie, like we said, is a slow burner. But it reminds me, and even Wikipedia says it, so I feel like I'm ripping Wikipedia off. But I thought
Don't
it
do
before
that.
I read Wikipedia. It kind of feels Hitchcockian a little bit, the way it builds suspense and everything, almost like Psycho did. Where
I've not watched a single Hitchcock movie.
Well,
fuck.
Yep. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
I'm not as crazy as about him as some people are,
I love
but
Hitchcock.
he's a good director.
I think he was
Me too.
the tension that he brings to movies, and that's what this movie has, a lot of tension. You're just like waiting for the next thing,
Yeah,
and
it's not like
sometimes it
Actually-
doesn't come.
it's a slow burn and this
Yeah,
And
soft hand.
I was telling Brett this earlier. I actually fell asleep at this point in the film because it is a very slow burn. It's like 30, 40 minutes of film time.
Yeah.
These
No.
these last like 5-10 minutes we've described were like 30 plus minutes of film
Yeah.
time, I think.
It's happened to me too, and it's like different at different times, especially in this little part though. It's where I'm like, you can kind of fade out, and it's crazy though because I still love the movie.
Yeah, I actually woke up and rewinded it and liked it. It was just like it is a very slow. Like the guy doesn't try.
nope.
He really
Can't
leans
speed him
into
up.
it. Yeah, he
He's like
really leans into it.
He's a great point guard. You can't speed him up. He plays at his own pace. Had to get a sports reference in there since we haven't gotten any George Lucas references yet.
We did.
Did we?
We'll get one.
Yeah.
Did we have a Star Wars? We have
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon a bunch.
What did I say earlier?
That's
It
because
was near the very beginning. Very beginning. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember in a
very
moment.
good. Either way, she gets up and she sees a little movement in that door where Mother's supposed to be.
no.
Before
well,
that, she blows the electricity in the house,
she
right?
pulls the light, the chain for the
Yeah.
light switch there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when she pulls it, it pops the breaker or
Circuit
shorts it,
bars.
and everything goes out in the whole house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like in this like cramped like
Stairwell?
staircase. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's closed off with doors. It's actually a really great shot because it like does like a claustrophobic shot where it like zooms in over her and like presses in.
Mm-hmm.
As she
She
goes
sort
into
of
the
like
corner.
disoriented.
It's very
Yeah.
Hitchcockian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
liked it because I think at this point you also start figuring out she might be drugged.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
She's moving a little wobbly.
and she's holding her head, and you're just
Yeah.
like, yeah. And the camera does once again they do a good job of conveying a message without just being like shoving it down your throat. It's like, oh, so the pizza was drugged, and
Pizza
No,
or
it's-
whatever she drank because she drank something
Yeah.
too and she said it
I've
tasted
been
terrible.
betting on that. It's probably a mix though, because she also heard stuff down in the pipe, so they could have
Oh,
been
yeah, that's
filming like
right.
the
I
film the
forgot about
water
that.
with drugs.
That was
Just to
creepy,
make sure.
actually.
They get her one way or the other.
The whole
Yeah.
house was drugged.
Mhm.
Yep.
They're like, this has to work.
I told
Like,
you this is Mandy.
Yeah,
You're like, we
the-
have one shot at this, guys.
We had one shot, and you wouldn't give her $500. God damn it! Why wouldn't you just give her that?
Satan is just pissed. He's like,
Listen,
seriously, dude, Tom, listen.
I had a line. I wasn't spending more than 4. She was being a bitch about it. Take it or leave it.
Oh,
Did you at least mention the pizza? Yeah, like 3 times.
I dropped the pizza on her. God damn it!
do you want me to break who I am as a person for this cause? Hmm?
Do you want that
Kind
Satan?
of.
That's
Kind
not.
of.
That's not what I joined up for.
Oh, I'd like to think of a Satan voice. I don't even know right now. God damn you, Tom.
Would you like to be delicious, Tom?
Yes, Tom. I
Pizza,
would have
Tom.
liked you to change who you are as a person.
It's a mix of Patrick Stewart and Black Phillips.
$500, you cheap asshole.
Why pizza? So many questions. But anyways.
He probably cheaped out on the drugs too. Is why he.
It's actually not even drugs. It's like shit from under the
Give her
kitchen sink.
Tylenol. And like
No, he just makes
Lysol.
melatonin in
No,
the fucking water.
Or it was like,
NyQuil.
it was, or it was just like Lysol. God damn it, Tom, you've killed her.
She's
He pulled it out of the under the sink because he was just like, I'm not spending my hard-earned money, and he just grabs like the generic Pine Sol and it's like, no, there's the real Pine Sol and generic, and he's like, we'll keep the real one because we might need it.
Well, Satan, if you would offer to pay for our per diem every once in a while, this wouldn't be such a
You
big
could just resurrect her, right? No, that's the other guy.
know that. I don't have that power.
We wouldn't be going through a lunar eclipse if I could do that.
Wouldn't have to resurrect her if you had gotten the first aid kit from the store.
I hope your
Poor
son's a
Satan.
good paramedic, Tom.
Not spending my money. Yeah, his answer always would be like, sir, I'm not going to put $10 towards that though, unless everybody's going to be doing it, and I might get my money back.
Do you love your son,
Like an offering
Tom?
plate.
Mm-hmm. He had the offering plate. He's the guy on the end who just scoops up like 10%.
Pockets it, yeah.
Thank you.
Now for the doctor. Like even the drugs he took himself because he's like, stingy bitch trying to take all my drugs.
This
She
just
doesn't need
feels
all
like
this.
it just feels like a cartoon where Satan's like, it's so hard to find good work nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, what else can I offer?
And Tom's like, eternal life means nothing if I can't afford to live, Satan.
Tom and his family is essentially like the couch surfers. It's what they are, and they're just like they ended up on Robert Dark kid's couch, and they were just like, yeah, I mean, I'll kill if you'll let me stay here. You have $5.
I need a small pizza.
So the Satanist, the mother comes in like, so I'm going to need you to get a medium pizza, some drugs, and something to fill up the water system with as well. And he's like, cool, yeah. All right, so do you have $10 for a pizza? Do you have a hookup and money for drugs? I got a hookup, but I'm not going to use my guy for this.
You're going to have to give us something
because
here.
if something bad happens tonight,
It's on
gonna
my
fall back on me.
Old Tommy's not going to have his tit for tat.
Yeah, this guy, I vouch for him. He vouches for me. I'm not throwing him under the bus like that. Damn it! Not his drugs.
Man, we've really attacked Satanists tonight, I felt.
You're finally getting there too.
Yeah, it's about time someone did. Yeah.
So,
She's about to discover the person on the third floor, and she just passes out.
this is my favorite. So this leads into my favorite. Yes, my favorite. Like audio. So it's like it has the moon flickering as it's going into the lunar eclipse, and then it goes to the candles.
Yeah.
And like it's completely silent right here. It's like that.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to her full blown screaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my AirPods in when I was watching the movie. And, hey, Apple product placement. And it killed me, like how loud it was. But I just thought it was like, once again, going back to like the small things this movie does right. That whole scene was amazing.
Yeah, and making sure to contrast the audio.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
I'm just thinking of product placement and Satan being like, I'm not paying for that.
No. Well, this is.
Go.
He's like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, ask Coca-Cola if they want in.
Or he's like, put some damn tape around that Coke bottle before I get sued.
Hey, are they
You get
paying us?
RC Cola
Because
at most.
if they're not paying us, we'll be paying them. So no.
No, don't even touch it.
Shit. So like you said, excellent scene, great music. This entire scene it's actually pretty creepy.
I have a problem here, though.
I
Like,
know.
I didn't like. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so the camera here, if you notice, loses all the grain effect. It looks like they're
does.
dropping a digital camera in there
Why
real
did
quick.
they change that?
I don't know.
Might have been the lighting in the basement.
That's the other part is some of the lighting, but it looks like a digital camera at that point, though,
Yeah.
how they've got it. Or digital film, and that's what happens. You just like... it kind of takes me out in that moment, but it is still fucking awesome because they don't hit you over the head with everything because they don't have to, because what's happening is hitting you over the head.
Yes. So she's like Matt said. I think you said, Matt. She's strapped down, tied down, and the family members who we can work out, dude, and I guess
Tom
his
Noonan,
wife,
his wife, and then their
and then
kid, the
their
pizza
son,
boy.
Pizza Boy and also Megan Killer. They're just
PB.
sitting there in satanic hoods, which I guarantee they got like a uniform allowance for that shit because they're not paying out of pocket.
They
for
No.
probably stole it.
They killed the prior Satanists. I really liked Johnny. I did too, but he's the only one who fits me.
Damn it, Tom, stop being 6'6". I can't help it.
it. Can't help it. I'm just-
If it fits, that's
Sorry,
it.
Johnny.
Yeah, Step. Well, not step. Wait till he's in bed and he's naked. We don't want to ruin the robes. I don't want to take him to the
Hey, take
laundry
your sheets
cleaner.
off. Bed.
I'm not paying for the dry cleaning.
You too. I mean, I know some tricks to get things out because believe me, I'll save $1 or $2.
I'll kill for $1.
Quite
Maybe
literally.
that's all this is about. Maybe he got stuck with the babysitting duty, realized what it was about, and was like, you know what, I'm just going to join you all.
I'm
and
with you guys.
I'll talk
I can't have a child.
I'll talk someone into like doing it for us. It'll be fine. Just as long as I get my money back, first of all.
Mhm. I did drive out here. There was a whole gas thing involved. I want to say that.
There's mileage fees,
Yeah.
of course.
Clearly,
I've got
IRS
those
is
marked.
59 cents. So
it's this is Reaganomics we're talking about now, guys. This is not cheap out here. Anyways, so the camera's not great, but Mother shows up in this scene, and
Robert
her face,
Zadar's kid.
yeah, she's terrifying. And the flashbacks that they have in this movie of her, I actually think those are pretty damn good too. 'Cause
Yep.
she's terrifying.
was that her?
Yeah, that was Mother.
Yeah, that's what I was getting most of the time. There might have been some other that were
Literally,
others that were cut in, but
I don't know if she was their mother or if she's called Mother because she's carrying Satan's blood to pass it on for someone to carry Satan.
Yeah, like we
it's
don't
to
actually know if
enable
they are
creation.
a family either. Like,
No, that's definitely their son.
Yeah,
Because they cared about him getting hurt. The mom did.
based on every how they responded to each other, I would say, yeah, definitely.
They're a family of Satanists with the weird old lady they found on the street. It's
okay, yeah, I mean that works.
Lead us to the promised one because you look like you had the face for that. But yeah, it puts a kind of like a goat head or something on her stomach after drawing a pentagram. I think goes through a whole ritual.
there's
And then
all
cuts its wrist, pours the blood into the skull, and
Brutal
then
cut.
makes the girl drink
don't
it.
Don't jump. Yeah, that like Matt said, that was a brutal freaking wrist.
And
cut.
I like to point out, it shows her beginning the cut, and you're like, oh man, and then it cuts to the main character, and you're like, oh, it skipped a cut, and then it cuts right back to her and just stabs herself right in the wrist.
Yep.
It was so good because I was like, you son of a bitch. I thought I was free.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
same.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic cut, and like you said, she pours it into that skeleton, and then takes the skeleton and like forces.
Fill up skull.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and forces Samantha to drink the blood.
She
And
starts coughing it up.
Yeah, but then somehow,
Her wrist is a little free, I think, on the right side, and she slips it out.
yeah, and smacks Mother. And
Oh
then-
my god, the
gashes
smack
her.
though. She just
Gashes
it
her.
looks like a smack, but there are like cat scratch
marks.
lines all up and down that
Did she
thing's
kill
face.
her?
No, well, hold on. So
she has to.
she cuts her with her nails, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, that's what I caught. Like she caught her with
I
the
thought
nails
she
like a
kind of
scratch.
stabbed her. With
No, that's Tom Noonan.
Yeah, because it doesn't really show it well in the film, but I guess she picks up the ritual knife that Mother used to cut her wrist,
Mm-hmm.
and stabs
she's-
her.
stabs Tom with it. I don't know if she
Yeah,
stabs
Tom
Mother.
Noonan has the knife when he's walking out. I don't remember
Yeah.
stabbing Mother again.
So Mother might still be alive.
I don't think she can die.
Mother.
She's already taken something to the face.
To be
Like,
fair, she also just slit her
To be fair.
wrist, so maybe she died from that.
Yeah, maybe Mother was already doomed by her
Yeah.
own actions.
or maybe she just kind of sat it out. She was like, "Well, my job's done."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're saying this is what was, the ... on the chosen one?
She's like,
Am I
think-
supposed to kill myself?
So
I think we're good.
It says ...
Dot, dot, dot. But
she grabs
So-
a knife, stabs old 6'6" Tom. He's like, ugh! And then the son tries to stop her escaping. And this dude, she like sticks her thumb in his eye and like doesn't fully pluck it out, but just pushes it hard enough that like he starts bleeding. He cries for like 5 minutes about, oh my eye.
yeah,
This-
long enough for her to escape.
Keep in mind, this is the same dude that shot her friend in the head. Mr. Tough Guy, cold-blooded killer, and he gets poked in the eye and he freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
And
Satan.
I also think it shows that he's like the bumbling idiot son, kind of. Like I get that hint, like we'll let dumbass handle it today.
Yeah.
See if he can. The only thing he's good for is smashing brains. He can't haggle like Tom.
Satan is just like, Tom, I told you, keep your fucking son out of this.
I didn't want to be part of this.
I told you. You should have ended him early.
You should have sent him to military school, Tom. Come on.
He could at
Boy
least be
has
a
no
weapon now.
discipline.
Actually, speaking of discipline, Brett's part that he keeps bringing up. So she escapes, grabs a knife, goes upstairs. Why did she go upstairs, by the way?
Because
Was it just like a
she's
frightened?
still got
Yeah,
drugs
just
in
running.
her.
Okay.
And, like, she starts to make a phone call, if you remember.
Yep.
Yeah,
But,
no.
like, she's
Oh.
having those flashbacks with Mother, and it's
We actually
fucking
just
with
missed
her
the best
head.
part. She gets up out of the dungeon area,
Yeah.
and Megan's there. She slips on her
Oh,
blood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which, why did they bring her body there?
Probably just Satan shit. Like, the more the merrier.
Yeah, we need blood, just in case. Well, the pentagram in the basement was drawn in blood.
Like, Satan was like, damn it, Tom, I told you this wasn't going to work unless you had 6 dead bodies. And that's when Tom's son is like, oh, shit, Dad. I killed someone today. I got you one more.
I guess.
Well, I guess the boy came in handy one time, Tom. You can...
Or maybe
I
they
thought
had
you were
to have,
saying
like,
he was the last body for it.
I was gonna say maybe they had to have like red paint for the pentagram, and he's like, "Hold on, we just killed that girl."
What are people full of?
I can get that body for you easily.
They had to
I
bring it
mean,
all the
I've
way
got
in.
the money for the blood or the paint. I'm trying to help you.
You
It's,
tell me
bad
what,
for the environment.
you tell me what Satan would rather have, paint or blood.
He probably
Oh, wait.
doesn't care what these idiots.
You said you called him and he preferred paint. Tell Satan he might be a little wrong on this one.
Executive decision.
Once
Blood.
again, the prophecy just said ...
Yeah, hey Satan, this is the boy. Or no, this is Tom. Excuse me. I just wanted to clarify. It does just say ... So, I mean, if you think paint is necessary,
Like really necessary.
mm-hmm.
Poor Satan.
Oh,
It's like the reason
get
we
the-
stop using blood is it's a crime scene when you do that. Stop it.
Just tell you right now, Tom, if something gets fucked up, I'm going to come back and kill you.
I like to think Satan's throwing like horrible deaths his way. Like, if you fuck this up, Tom, I'm going to be raping you nonstop in hell. And then Tom's like, no, I get that, man. I get that. What I'm trying to say, though, is we got the blood right here.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. Why spend the extra time taking the trip? You know, Satan, it's not a money thing. It's a time thing. It's an eclipse, you know?
I feel like I'd be raping you if I drove out there and paid for paint right now, buddy. So I don't want to do that to you, Satan.
I feel like we said it's the principle with him 1,000 times. And Satan's
Yeah.
like, "Guy, if you say it's the principle one more time, Tom, I swear to God.
You swear to who?
Yeah. Tom?
And that's when Tom's like, no, I get that, man, but, I swear to you, so it's the principle.
You get where I'm coming from.
Listen, everything you've said has been accurate, but once again, it is the principle. So
Since
You know,
you are
it
the
says
Dark
...
Lord of Sin, I'm just going to say I got the paint. I'm not going to get the paint, Satan. Is that cool?
You're cool with slide, right?
I'm acting in your image.
better
Like
to
he always has another excuse.
better to ask for forgiveness than for permission, you know?
better Better to ask for forgiveness than fuck myself up by going and getting some paint. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, what if I wreck my car? Clips only comes once.
Yeah. Somebody can't pull in the driveway and go, oh, it's a Volvo. We might fuck it up.
It's layers, Satan. Layers. They could have just kidnapped someone. Like, the more I think about this, they could have just kidnapped someone and done this whole thing.
Yeah, but kidnapping, you have to buy rope.
Yeah. Bye. And like, maybe they convinced Satan this was a way so they could keep the house.
But these motherfuckers, though, they would start out with, they're like, we are kidnapping, so what if we put out a ransom note, too? We get the chosen one, the child, and guess who's...
It's possible they kidnapped someone 2 weeks ago and then took the ransom money and was like, turned her back in.
Oh, Satan's going to kill us. All right, we got to do something else.
Satan, Pete, like, seances aren't free, man. You got to pay for that somehow. You'll understand.
Rachel was a good girl, too, Her parents paid well.
You wouldn't have wanted her to be your mom anyways, trust us.
Why? Too stingy.
But yeah, she sees Megan's dead body with the face like caved in. It's pretty gruesome but awesome. And then she runs up. Well, she tries to dial 911. Doesn't? No, not yet.
Yeah. She grabs a knife and tries to dial 911.
And that's when she has the like splitting images.
Yeah, she can't think, and so she runs upstairs.
See, and the images, I didn't know if it was a mother, because in the images, doesn't it have two eyes? And didn't the mother only have one?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
No, she's getting the images of mother.
Is it?
Yeah, I think there's actually a mix in there, because I thought I saw mother in some of it, and then like
I swear I saw like
almost a face.
Yeah.
Yeah? If there are two creepy-ass looking things in this movie, I might have nightmares.
It's actually the same actress, just slightly different makeup.
But she ends up running upstairs. Yeah. I'm not going to get a second. We'll just powder you up, okay? You know how much it costs to run this family already?
Just throw some red paint on there. How about that?
And you're beautiful.
So, Satan, we were actually hoping to make Mother look like two different people in the images. Whoa, that's coming out of your pocket. Yeah, that's coming out of your pocket, Tom.
Open one eye, close one eye.
So that's why they look so close, but just a little different.
Yeah,
if David Copperfield can make the Statue of Liberty disappear, you can make Mother two people. Call me when you get real life problems.
So she runs upstairs. Son comes up there. And this is, like you said, this is one of the dumbest things this guy could possibly do. He shoots her.
Gun in hand.
He's got a gun, and he shoots her right in the shoulder. And then it looks like he's about to shoot her and kill her.
He's walking up to her and it looks like just to end it. And like,
style.
Well, buddy, lots of hard work, and the bill your dad is gonna be pissed about for nothing.
He's like, tip me only $8. I'll fucking show you.
No, he got a $12 tip.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a 20.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tip.
Do we carry small?
But oh shit!
As he's going to kill shot her,
Well, what happens later in the film? It's possible she might not be able to die.
They didn't realize that
because she's the chosen one.
Well, first of all, like she wasn't. Once,
if the shoe fits.
If you remember, the dad Tom is waiting on a certain moment, and then he's like, "It's too late. You can't reverse it now." And it was after that moment it wasn't able to be reversed because, like, he waited for something and he looked up and said, "This is too late now."
It's not the mother. It's not just the mother she sees in those flashbacks.
No?
Yeah, because I'm watching them, and it's something else.
You're watching that right now? How are you going to sleep tonight?
Actually,
with one hand in my pocket.
No, it wasn't scary, but she was pretty terrifying, I thought.
Yeah, I like the reveal on that. But so yeah, this idiot's walking up, gangster style, about to blow her brains out, and she uses the knife and slits his
Power of
throat.
knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's taking a sweet time going up to her too. Like
He's-
He made
he's
the
probably-
old Thor mistake of walking closer while you have a gun.
he's probably trying
Being
to
the
think up
bumbling
like
idiot.
a cool line to say, like, you know. I can't even think
This.
of one.
I don't know. He can't think of one either. So.
Lunar eclipse you later. It's something awful.
Dot,
But
dot.
then she cut him, and he decided to change paths, and he's like, "Looks like you got me in the nick of time." Ugh.
Oh, you're
I
a
would love to have seen
fucking
him explain that to
Jane.
Satan. It's like I had a shooter. She was going crazy, man.
No,
Bitch was wild, yo.
I get that, Tom's son, but at the same time, she was carrying me.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
in her at that point. What the heck?
You're
You killed
essentially
me by
shooting
default.
my vessel. And he's like,
Understand? You will be raped for thousands of millennia because of this.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
you know what,
Dad
Tom
told me
son?
about
I'm gonna
that.
send you to heaven.
Dad told me about all of that. That's cool. Whatever.
Okay, it's. I think she sees the mother and a different thing.
Okay.
I'm stuck on this now.
I thought we all agreed that you were right to begin with on this.
All right.
I
Yeah.
want to be more. Well, no, now I'm genuinely curious. But anyways,
And you
Anyways,
killed
this-
my curiosity.
he-
The flame in me died.
She
that's what I was
slits,
going for.
she slits her throat, or his throat, as he comes up to her, and then
Continues
his,
upstairs.
Yeah, continues going upstairs. His mom shows up, and then what does she do? Does she? I don't remember what she does to her.
She,
It was another scene where I'm like, what the fuck?
Shoot.
She
She's
just
like-
like punches her or it knocks her in the head or
he,
the
like,
stomach.
grabs her, and and
And
then like
slams
lays
her
her
on the wall, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah, and
And
then
then
she
she
throws her on the
says-
floor
and then she just looks out the window and like starts praying to Satan.
and throws her wig
Yeah.
off and she says, "Show me, oh Lord."
Oh Lord, and she's disgusting looking under that wig, obviously. But as she's like praying to Satan, and Satan's like, "I've told you 1,000 times that's not how you talk to me," but that's his thing.
I
You
cut
still
off.
owe me $10, you bitch. I can show you the bill.
You said you were buying a large pizza, but you gave that girl a medium.
Wouldn't have happened if you had bought the paint.
And then as she's praying, knife in the back, boom, she's dead.
Horrible way to die.
Which I also love because
no
it's
more than anyone else's.
the answer
I know,
to Satan.
Jesus.
Her Satan prayers was her death.
A knife
So-
in the back.
Yeah. So it
That's
works
just
perfectly.
how I do, bitch.
What you think I was? Not Satan.
You do it.
Should have chose the paint.
I ain't no Diablo, bitch. You know.
Yeah.
But so knifes the mom in the back and takes her sweet ass time, gets out.
Yeah, gets to the
It
cemetery.
gets out of
right?
the house.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah.
She runs out of the house, and Ullman is like, kind of like he's trying to talk to her, right? Mr. Ullman?
Yeah, he's doing
He's
this
actually
thing where
being really nice to
he's
her.
haggling
He's
it
like,
kind
"Hey,
of
hold
again,
on."
like, "Hey, if you just wait 1 second, I'll explain everything." And you're like,
This is a huge misunderstanding.
I think he does say something like that, though.
Rosie and me both said he's going to say, "I'll give you 300." Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I do have that apartment to pay."
Yeah,
for."
you hear it's just a scene that shows him, and then like you see her slowly walking back, like make it 400 more.
And he's like, "Nope." But yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to reason with her.
He
Why he
is.
still has a knife in his stomach?
Like we said, like I thought he was actually somewhat likable as a character. He just did not seem like a
Consummate
guy
professional.
Yeah,
Mhm.
always
Yeah.
tip top. You never felt like you were dealing with like some amateur.
He's like the wolf,
Ironed his
man.
like Satan's robes
he's the
before
wolf.
the whole thing.
Satan's wolf, but like Satan loves / hates him because he's like he is a goddamn professional, but he won't even listen to me. He's the wild card.
His wild card though is just like budget concerns.
Yes, exactly.
It's
And he'll
lasted like
argue
half.
Satan to death on it. He's just like,
God,
I mean, I get that.
Damn it, Tom, you're not my comptroller.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You're not the treasurer, you're the damn executor.
You're the executioner.
But she
Not
runs
the right
away.
role for him.
No, it wasn't. And clearly it showed based on how she dealt with him.
Yeah, he's the ambassador.
Yeah. He tries. He tries really hard, actually.
He
almost
talked me into it. I'm like, give me the baby.
It's like, wait a second, you're stuck with this. Let's just deal with it. Now this is your family. They
We
just
can
lost
take-
a son.
He even says
I save a lot of
She
money.
points
I
a
can
gun
take
at
care of
him.
that kid.
she points
then
a
he
gun at him and
reneges on
even
that.
says like, "You can shoot me. I'm just a messenger.
Yeah.
Whatever." Like
Yeah.
so nonchalant
Yeah,
about
he's like,
I don't
whatever.
care. I'm just a messenger,
I don't
baby.
care.
If
Listen.
you shoot me now, I'll collect life insurance later.
Like, literally,
come
it doesn't
back.
matter. Either way, I'm fucked because Satan is so mad at me right now.
Yeah, you were not his first pick. My bad.
No.
I'm the opposite of a Lannister. I never pay my debts.
Never. Matter of fact, I might get saved right before you shoot me. I might accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Catholicism's a beautiful thing, baby.
Like, right? He's like, just tell me before you shoot me. All right, give me a countdown. Jesus Christ, I believe in you. And Satan's like, damn you, Tom.
That's why he sacrificed himself, though. And that way he's killed, he's in cold blood. He's an innocent. He's like, go ahead. I won't hurt you. Okay. If she shoots me, I go to heaven.
Yeah, hold on. Satan was probably like, "All right, Jesus, he's your problem now. You deal with that." I'm
Hey,
not.
but Satan is like, damn you, Tom, you got away.
I could just see up in heaven Tom being like, do we really need everyone to live in a mansion? Is that truly cost
I feel like
effective? The streets are paved with gold. What are we thinking?
I've got some
Yeah,
food in
can't
my
even
house.
use that.
Could you ask Jesus to make me some more fish and wine?
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
just don't want to use what I've got.
yeah,
That's all.
I'm
Figure
not
it's heaven.
going to the
I'm
store
stockpiling.
until Sunday. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I am stockpiling, and you all be grateful for it when the big war comes, because I'll have all the food.
Guess who's
gonna
got all the
rotate.
clouds, bitches?
Oh, good old Tom.
He's been trading cigarettes for angel wings.
Give me that halo. But unfortunately, Tom
That's
doesn't die
not
here,
what
right?
happened. No, because he tells her it's too late. She's already stuck with it.
She makes a
whatever.
smart business decision.
She does.
Which
I
Tom
actually-
appreciates.
I was quite impressed with her here.
Tom did.
She
I would have done the
decides,
same.
she decides to shoot herself in the head.
And to give this movie credit again, it doesn't try to beat around the bush. It's not like she puts a gun to her head and then does like a dialogue or
Like a
monologue
build-up.
or whatever.
This
Will
is what's
she,
coming.
won't she?
She literally just puts it to her head and pulls the
And
trigger.
boom.
And it's,
Yep.
yeah.
It's what you would imagine, because like if you're like, I've got to kill myself, you don't want to think about it too long.
You gotta
Yeah.
do it.
You
Matter of
psych yourself
fact,
out and
yeah.
you're like, fuck it. Oh, fuck it.
Do I
That's-
want to be the mother of Satan? Maybe.
Is Satan a
Fucking
kind
great.
master?
Oh, sorry, Tom. Boom.
She should have shot him then herself.
I agree. Why not both?
Because he was likable.
Tom would
like
be
you said.
so fucked if like
Well,
she killed
well-
him and then her.
Plus, she can't trust Tom to know how many bullets are in there. Like, the son might have only had 3 bullets in that gun.
Yeah, because that fucking idiot probably didn't have any.
Well, also bullets ain't cheap.
Not in the 80s, probably. I don't know.
He was grabbing blanks there. He just had like little spit wads he put in the round, and he's like, "Yeah, son, you are locked and loaded."
That's actually
Remember,
probably why she
one
lives.
shot.
Mm-hmm.
She shoots herself, like, right in the middle of the head. I don't know.
She's
Yeah.
I don't
gonna
know how
die.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Chosen
know how
one.
she
Dot
lived?
dot dot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
chosen
dot. My bad.
She
Dot,
has Satan in her stomach. That's how she lived.
She's
man.
got a Satan
don't
in
know
her
what Satan
stomach.
She's got the whole world in her. Oh,
Stomach.
She got the whole Black Phillip.
Black. Gives birth to a goat.
So we wake up and we hear the sirens, blah blah blah, and we kind of assume she's dead, but nope, she's in a hospital, and a nurse comes up to her and says, You and your baby.
You'll be
are
all
gonna-
right, and your baby will be all right too.
He says both of you will be
Yeah,
okay.
you both
And
of
she
you.
pats her stomach.
You will
Yeah,
be
Yeah.
just
Which I'm
fine,
like,
both of you.
I want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, she had a major trauma. Maybe not even patting her stomach sounds like a good idea right now. But she was probably smoking over in the 80s too. Like, don't worry, we've got a lot of whiskey. You will be healed.
Blows the smoke into her. Just take some of this. How much money would we put on the fact that after she shot herself, before the ambulance was called, Tom took the money back out of her wallet?
Oh, I
They're
know
not
he
letting
did.
that go to waste.
I mean, because he's like, I gotta get it in there. I'll take her ID just to confuse him a little. Oh, while I'm in here.
Yep.
Do you think Tom helps raise the kid? Or
Oh God, no.
like is he
No.
around at all, or does he like ditch?
No.
Oh, he's gone. We probably
He's like,
find
"Anyways,
out that
good
he's
luck with
owning
that."
and operating the hospital, like nickel and
Yeah.
diming her out of the bed too.
Yeah. Based on how incapable their son is, I'd imagine he wasn't around for most of his life either.
Tom's
Well,
head
I would
input.
say if he was, it's a good idea to keep him away. Right?
Yes.
I want my son to be able to rule the galaxies, the known universe, and he's like, "You're not the man for the job, Tom.
Listen, Tom.
Your son is not even master of his
You think
bathroom."
Satan had that talk with Tom? He's like, so when I'm born, you've got to be out of the picture.
Go,
Like,
Yeah.
don't.
go
You
get
owe me
some
a lot of money,
smokes and never come back.
Hey Tom, guess what? I'll wipe away your debt if you leave. And Tom's like, "Man, I was going to anyways, but."
Oh, I can't do that to you, Lord Satan.
So before though he does that, he hits him up for every dime he can.
Like 20 years later, he's like, hey, Antichrist, so I still have that medical bill on my credit report.
No, it was the paint conversation at point A, and then he said the wiping the debt, and then like 5 minutes later, Tom's like, "So I was thinking about getting that paint. You get that money?" And then come to find out on the end, he still didn't buy the paint. He just pocketed the money and used the blood.
He bills her while she's in the hospital bed for his knife wound.
Yeah.
He's always taking from petty cash, never paying back.
Well, Satan says, I'm going to take care of that debt, and he imagines that means for the rest of his life, right?
Yeah, he's just like moving forward. Tom's
Like-
got it all.
Because, like, you know, the devil exists past, future, and present, all three tenses, so that's how Tom takes it. Like, you mean, like, yeah.
And that's what he would argue in a court of devil law, too.
Satan, if you don't pay up, I'm taking you to court.
Oh, that sounded a little too forceful for Tom. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
Satan, you've got to pay up.
I don't really
Come on,
want to
bud.
do this. You
here's
kind
the
of have
thing.
me over a barrel. Like, literally, yesterday you had some demons, me over a barrel. But,
I don't want to be that guy, but my lawyer just told me I had to mention this to you. And we'll see you June 2nd. And let's just say bring your checkbook is what I would say.
the barrel
been
gave me
served.
splinters, and I will be suing the barrel company, too. Oh,
Poor
so you have a shell company that owns some too, Satan.
Satan gets born. The first thing he's like, so which one of them survived that house? Tom, shit.
I guess that's better than the fucking idiot son, but dang it.
I may have made Tom some promises that we can't afford to keep.
And he's the
You're
type
gonna
to
have to
come
kill
for it.
All right, you're gonna have to kill Tom. Well, I guess
That's the movie.
that was the movie
Yeah.
with some added dialogue.
Not that much. Added.
We filled in the
was-
dot.
What is, it was implied.
Very
We
subtle.
gave the backstory they refused to.
It's in the novel.
Written by Tom. He cashed in immediately.
If I did
So-
it by Tom.
If I made a deal with the devil.
So really, what Ty West, the director, was trying to do was this movie's all about like his ideal of like capitalism and the trickle down effect, except like just holding on to your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's this whole movie. That's what it's about.
That and not letting people walk all over you.
Yeah, clearly.
Just because she's the chosen one, you don't
Yeah.
owe her anything.
Just because he's Satan doesn't mean he doesn't have to pay your per diem.
Yeah.
If he
Or
wants
does he?
paint, yeah. If he wants
Get the whole
paint, then
paint.
It's still up in the air if he should or shouldn't be. We'll let the Supreme Devil Court handle that one.
actually can't talk about that because the case is still pending.
Oh yeah. Well,
Final takes on this one.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend this movie. I've done it. I've recommended it to a lot of people. It's it looks like an '80s film, and it has confused many people thinking it was from the '80s, and they just didn't remember it. But it's got good acting, and a lot of it is just really subtle stuff that kind of leads you there. And then nothing is explained. Hell, that might not be their son. It might be some idiot they snatched off of the road. But it's cool just thinking about it.
Sure.
And
she
practical effects are great.
Yeah, and she might have gotten pregnant by some dude like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, and this is her bullshit way of like concocting it. She's like Carrie's mom.
Oh God,
She
Tom's
believes.
rubbed off on her.
Yeah, and
you gotta have an alibi.
you mean the imaginary Tom, buddy?
Yeah. I don't care what you say, Samantha. They use blood instead of paint.
And
that baby's not mine, and I'm not paying a fucking cent for it.
I'll see you at the trial.
Which he doesn't show up to.
He sees the lawyer fee, and he's like, you just stitch it.
He's just shaved his son and sent him in his place.
Get him, boy. Well, would I recommend it? I would. I don't think it's scary at all, though. But it is like a good atmospheric film.
Yeah.
I do have a small issue with that middle pacing. Like the second time I watched it, I liked it, but that first, I don't know. There's like 30 minutes where like nothing happens. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think the end. I don't know.
Fulfills your needs.
I guess, but I still liked it though because I thought it was a well-made film.
Yep.
Like, and I think that stands out. So yeah, I'd recommend it.
No, I'd recommend it too. And you all have already said. So I would actually, if they made a second to this, a sequel, I think I'd probably watch it.
Daycare of the Devil.
Senior Living of the Devil.
It's them trying to get the money from Tom.
There's no way
Child
I'm
support of
paying
the devil.
$200 a month so you can sit on your ass and take Satan to daycare.
Doesn't even need daycare.
You treat me like I'm Jesus Christ up here turning turning water into wine.
So many questions.
Pull money out of the goddamn money tree.
Free of knowledge.
Can I pay you in blood?
Got a stockpile of red tape.
Blood's coagulated, you asshole.
Poor Tom.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. Good.
It's a good nostalgia piece. I liked it.
Any idea what movie we're gonna do next then?
No, I know October's almost over. I'd still like to do one more like October-ish movie.
October film.
I mean, most of the movies we do anyways have been horror films, so I guess it's
fun.
They are. Even this one has surprised me how I didn't think we'd be able to talk about it this well.
We ran with it. So how about we think about it tonight? Matt, do you want to decide?
I think it's Brett's turn.
No,
This
I picked
time.
this one.
He picked House of the Devil.
I thought Brandon picked House of the Devil.
No, I just push it around like a pusher man.
Yeah. I'll so try to pick a horror film.
Yeah.
You guys all have Shudder.
Yep.
I'll pick something from Shudder.
Yeah.
I've got
You guys want to watch
recommendations
Halloween
from.
Kills?
We could watch that. I'm good with that.
I'll watch Halloween Kills again.
All right, fuck it. Let's do that. Halloween Kills.
When do we want to
right.
do the podcast? If we set a date, that would be awesome.
I'm
I've
on
already
call
watched
next
it.
week. I will say so. I mean, if we can do it this Sunday, I can do it Sunday.
We can do it Sunday.
I could do it Sunday on Halloween night. Ooh, I don't know if I can do it on Sunday.
Yeah, I might have to be watching some Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Huh.
How about Monday? I go on call.
Are you sure you want to do it Monday?
It's Monday. Is there something special Monday?
Well, you're on call, right?
No, Friday is when I start. I was getting my weeks mixed in there. I think. Yeah, I'm good. So Monday works for me. Sound good?
Yeah.
Same time or 30 minutes early?
Yeah.
Or
can
we'll
do
see
it
around that
early.
day. How about that?
Okay, Halloween Kills is on Peacock, by the way.
All right. I'll add it
I
on
have it.
Plex too in case anybody wants it.
Okay.
I think there's like a free trial of Peacock. If not, I actually got it. Carolyn's been watching Yellowstone. I think is the name of the show. It's Kevin Costner.
I thought you were going to say Kevin Bacon.
No.
And now we're back.
Did we make a Star Wars reference?
Brendan says we did.
Yeah.
We didn't make a John Carpenter reference.
Yeah, we
Fuck.
did. I did. I talked about theme music.
Practical effects.
Oh,
I talked about synth theme music.
That's
being
right.
used. So, ongoing trends.
Yeah. I tried.
All right.
I didn't watch this one twice. I just watched it once and tried to watch it as recently as possible so I could just.
I watched it 1.5 times, kind of. But yeah, it was a good one. Cool. So we will aim for a Monday, and we'll check the time that day, see what works, and Halloween Kills.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. See y'all.
Bye.